Good morning. Welcome to the Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarthy. You've got me for the next 4 hours. So all morning, grab your cup of tea, come and join us. Right, have we got a morning for you? We're talking pretty yet practical. What is it they say? That everything in your house should either bring you immense pleasure or be useful. Well, these are both. So throughout the day, that's what we've got for you. We're starting off with some beautiful English paper pieced cushions. Got that out. So we've got 3 different colours for you. Absolutely gorgeous, from a fabulous new fresh company called the New Craft House. They are a duo, Hannah and Rosie. We've only got one on this hour, and then we'll have the other one on later because they've brought us lots of goodies. So we've got Rosie this hour. Go and meet her in just a moment. Now, your 3 choices this morning: blue and white, pink and yellow, or red and green, although I'd say it's kind of corally rather than red. So beautiful, beautiful cushions. If you've never English paper pieced before, this is the perfect foray into a lovely art form. Absolutely gorgeous. We've even got the cushions for you to stuff them with once you get going. So everything good to go, ready for you this hour. Let's go and meet Rosie. Hello, Rosie.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Lovely to have you on the show. Thank you very much for coming, because there's a big trade show on at the NEC at the moment, isn't there, called Stitches. So you've done 3 days of trade show.
3 whole days, and then straight in. But I've got a day off tomorrow, so it's all right.
That's all right.
It's all good.
Back on your barge?
Yes, I live on a narrowboat, in London, so I'm going to relax with my cat.
Oh, nice.
Maybe do some crafting, or maybe not, who knows.
Maybe you could just relax.
Yeah.
I think you've earned it.
Yeah.
Absolutely earned it, especially having to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well done.
Bright and early, yeah.
Yeah. Now, tell us a little bit about the New Craft House.
So we set up 4 years ago as a craft blog. That's how we started. And then we won the Cosmopolitan Best Craft Blog Award.
The Cosmopolitan! Let's just really shout about this. The Cosmopolitan New Blog Award, yes.
Yeah. And then it kind of turned into a business from that. Like, we started doing workshops with brands and stuff. And a year and a half ago, we thought we want to bring out our own products. So we've got a whole product range now. We have 9.
Lovely.
But they're all still quite new, so yeah.
It's fab, isn't it? Because it's turning your dream and your passion into something that you can do every day.
Yeah, and we do most days, most weekends.
I know you two do. Always doing something. So what drew you to English paper piecing?
Well, my gran actually taught me how to do English paper piecing when I was a little child. She always had a blanket on the go, yeah. So she taught me. It's something that I think a lot of older generations did, and then it kind of died out a little bit. But I think people are bringing it back because it's beautiful. You can do really intricate little designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a great starter kit to my mind. First of all, it comes beautifully packaged. Just don't get it confused with the ones that come in with your croissant. Yeah. I'd have to hide this from my husband because he'd think it was breakfast. But this is what we're getting. So this is the English paper cushion kit. You just have to add a cushion on top of it. That's everything that you need. Apart from that is in here. So it's a great gift, actually, as well, because it's so beautiful when it arrives. The details on the screen are for the blue and white one. We've got 3 different colourways, and it's $23.95. Can I open this one up?
Yeah, have a look.
Let's have a look. So, first of all, now we've got thread.
Yeah.
There are 2 ways to English paper piece, aren't there?
Yeah. To do the actual basting, so the first step, there are 2 ways of doing it. You can either use a glue pen, like this, or you can do it the traditional way, which is just to do stitches around the edge.
So we've gone traditional.
We're doing traditional, yeah.
But you can also get from us the glue pens, which are quite a new thing.
Yeah,
but
and they are
really
amazing.
Taken off.
They make it so much quicker, so yeah, they're very popular.
Whichever way. I think if you've got the time, it's nice to do it by hand, but if, like me, you're always rushing around, gluing is great. So you get full instructions in there.
They're all illustrated, so they're really easy to follow. And there's a bit of an introduction to EPP as well, for people who don't know.
I remember seeing by my supermarket, just when they were selling all the poppies, a lady had a store. She'd handmade all these poppies, but she'd English paper pieced her tablecloth with poppies on. It was beautiful, and I admired it. She said, "You know, you're the only person that's known that it's English paper piece." I'm kind of, yeah, it's kind of my job. So all of the instructions.
Yeah.
Can I open this as well?
Yes.
So Can I?
Yeah.
Is that all right to do?
It's like a present,
Feels like Christmas. Yeah. It's amazing.
So
good, because that's not going back in there.
No.
I've ripped it. I'm sorry. Now.
So they're the paper hexagons that you use. I'll show you one.
That you piece around?
Yes.
But then you get the hexagons all pre-cut. So if this is your first time and like me, you're rubbish at cutting, it doesn't matter because it's all cut for you.
Yeah, and it takes out actually like the most boring and the slowest stage.
And you can just get straight in.
Yeah, straight into stitching, yeah.
This makes me very happy. And then, oh, hang on, I've got loads of blue.
That's the fabric for the back of the cushion, so you can literally make the whole cushion cover with the kit.
This is brilliant. Absolutely. Hey, that's a good quality.
Yeah, it's
nice
Kona cotton, so perfect, like quilting. Nice.
Nice. Nice.
We
that
like
nod
quality.
says it all. Nice. All of this for $23.95, and so there you go. That's everything that you get in the kit, even down to the thread
And the needle.
Oh, is the needle in there as well?
Yeah,
Oh,
so you can actually start stitching.
Oh, amazing. You guys travel a lot with your work, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
So this is the perfect thing to pop in your bag and take on the train?
Yes, we actually went to America a couple of weeks ago and we both were doing them.
Nice. But it is, isn't it? Because you don't need any scissors, so especially if you're going on a plane or something like that, you're not having to take scissors and then have to put them in the thing because you forgot you're not allowed to take scissors and...
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah. You're good to go. So, and these paper... Oh, I love this. It's all cut, all done, ready to go. Where do we start?
So the first step with English paper piecing is actually just basting... I'll use one of those. The fabric around the paper.
Right.
So the fabric is like 1/2 inch bigger than the paper around all sides.
So when we say seam allowances,
Allowance,
that's it.
yeah.
It's a 1/2 inch seam allowance.
And you can do it much smaller, so you can do it with a 1/4 inch, but that makes it really fiddly. So we've cut them with 1/2 inch to make it easier.
Nice. I like this.
So you don't even need to be that accurate.
Well, do you know what? I think if you're starting out, then it's better to go bigger.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes no difference to the finished product.
Yeah. So, our producer Paul says, go big or go home. It's true. It's very true.
We thought that with the actual size of the cushion as well, like we wanted it to be an actual usable cushion, not a tiny piddly thing.
It's a 16-inch cushion. That's 40.6 centimetres. We have to give metric because, you know, we live in a crazy, crazy world. So a 16-inch cushion. And we've got cushion pads on the show as well in case you need the cushion pad to stuff it if you don't have one spare at home. Then we've got those for you as well. Now remember, today and every day here at the Sewing Quarter, it's only one lot of P&P per day.
Ooh.
It's good, isn't it? One P&P per day, so you can whack your cushion in, you can get all your kit and everything, and you'll only pay $2.95. Even if you come back and buy another one later, we won't like charge you again for the postage.
Buy something off Hannah later.
Yeah. So you fold over.
Yeah, so this is the first stage. So you fold, what I normally do is fold one corner, so one in and then the other, and then just kind of stab straight through all layers. And I've tied a knot because these are just going to be snipped out, so it doesn't matter about the knots. And you only need like 2 stitches on each side, so I literally just go in one in the middle of each side and then one in the corner.
Okay.
And you just
so
wrap
the
around
corner, because it then encases, because that's where you have the fold, isn't
fold,
it? Can I just show that?
Oh, yes, sorry.
So there we go. So there. Can you see where it's folded? Rose has gone through both. There you go. See, I hand that back to you very quickly.
Don't want anything. So one in the middle, and then... And they actually are really quick. Like, the glue pen does make it much quicker, but this isn't as slow as everyone would think.
I think because you're only putting 2 in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's actually harder with the smaller ones because, you know, you've got... you know, it's almost like I feel like I need to put in more stitches just to secure it a bit more.
Yeah.
But you're not having to press these or anything, are you? It's just as it goes.
Yeah, the paper holds it in shape really well, so you don't need to press. You could do to make it like extra sharp, but we never do.
No. Do you even have room for an iron?
Well, I don't have the electricity, so I don't have like normal plugs and stuff.
Well, how does that work then?
So I have 12 volt and I have solar panels which charge a battery.
Okay.
So I can use 12 volt things. I don't have a fridge.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! This is a proper step back into time, isn't it? So this is why this sort of thing it must fit in quite well, because it's that slower pace of life and it's how things used to be done, and it all fits beautifully together. I bet it is beautifully decorated.
Yeah, there's a lot of fabric and
I bet.
projects around the place.
Oh, amazing! Absolutely amazing. So you go all the way round.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the last stitch now. It's fine, and you can just leave it hanging because you're going to be sewing them up, so like it shouldn't come loose. And there's a couple that are done there.
So hand stitched, and so it starts to come together. This is the fabric from the blue, so we've got the blue details up. Now remember, there are 3 different colours. I think they go together really nicely, actually.
Yeah,
ever so beautiful. So $23.95. That's what's going to happen. So the blue is on the left-hand side, the middle one is pink and yellow, and then the one on the right is green and red. I would say that was more coral than red, if I'm honest. But there we go. $23.95, all the same price. And do you know what? What a beautiful way to start your English paper piecing career.
And the hexagons are nice and big, so you actually finish the project quite quickly. It's only about 8 to 10 hours of sewing total.
Really?
Yeah, whereas a lot of English paper piecing uses tiny little pieces.
Yeah,
and they're more
really
difficult
fiddly.
and actually really slow, so they kind of put people off. But these are nice and big.
Excellent. But you see, this is the thing, isn't it? This is the love of it, is taking that 8 to 10 hours to create something, and then when you've made it, absolutely lovely. Now, this is all cotton.
Yes, it's all quilting cotton. So the prints we use are from Dashwood.
Oh, okay.
And all the plains are Kona. So,
right. Yeah. Okay, so good quality
really
cotton.
Good quality, yeah.
100% cotton. Yeah, producer Paul was commenting on these patterns earlier about how much he really loved them. They're fresh and modern, but it goes so well with this older art form. It's a lovely way to bring it bang up to date, I think. Really lovely. And to inject that colour into a space, absolutely gorgeous. And the packaging's pretty cool too. Yeah. I do really like the packaging.
Everyone loves the tubes.
Yeah.
And it feels so nice to like pop the lid off. It like makes like a little pop.
Yeah. They say once you pop you can't stop. It's
yeah,
that
like
sort
a
of thing,
Pringle
isn't it?
tube.
Yeah. But it's beautiful. And so if you're gifting, absolutely lovely. I know I've said this before, but my aunts always used to buy me something crafty for my birthday. I'm an August baby, so of course it always fell during the school holidays. So they would always buy me something to keep me occupied during the school holidays, which was absolutely lovely. And, you know, it'd be sewing kits or things like that. I made numerous bears and this, that and the other. And this is the sort of thing that they would send. Really, really lovely. So either a gift to yourself, but how lovely if that's a gift to yourself as well. Like, nice. Feel like you've really treated yourself.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now?
So I'm just starting to actually do the stitching. So once normally I would base like all of them, so then I could lay them out in the sort of design that I wanted. You can pick if you want more prints in the middle or like mix them all up.
Is there a guideline to how to put it, or is it entirely personal preference as to how you want them? Because what I noticed about the one in the middle that I really liked, the pink and the yellow, is that you've got the flower patterns going on the left-hand side up one side, and then on the middle they go the other. But it's just how it's pieced together. It looks really nice. It's well thought out and beautifully put together.
Yeah, you can completely choose, and then every one is like a little bit different, so it's quite nice to make it perfect.
Let's get those pink and yellow graphics in, all the details for that, because yes, they're all $23.95, but they all have different codes. Or you can just ring our free phone number 0800 112 44 33 and just say which one you want. Whether it's the pink and green, or the yellow and the, red and green, pink or yellow, or the white and the blue. So pink and yellow is that middle one there. Gorgeous colours. Yeah. Actually, that goes with your top.
Yeah.
You match the cushion of treat today.
Yeah. Our branding colours are like pink and yellow, so that one's our favourite, I think.
Absolute on. Is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and get it. Hang on.
The prints are kind of like 60s inspired as well. It's nice.
Look, it's like you dressed to match your cushion today. Yeah. It's lovely. This is what we're making, but in blue now.
I've got one actually that's mostly finished in that one, so you can see. I'm going to be finishing that up later.
Oh, wow.
So that's what it looks like in progress.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's fab. And you're getting all of this in your kit, which is just superb. And I like it because it's nice and plump.
Yeah, these cushion pads actually really plump it out, like the synthetic ones. Everyone says you should get feather, but those ones work better.
Well, do you know what? For me, it's all about being able to wash things.
Yes.
You know, it's my Great Dane has a big love of anything fabric, soft or fluffy, but he's a bit dribbly. So anything that Eric grabs hold of, when he's thrilled to see you, this is my Great Dane. When he's thrilled to see, he'll grab and he'll bring me this, and he'll be absolutely thrilled, and I'll be like, yeah, thanks, Eric. That's now got to go in the wash. So, but of course, the synthetic you can wash, and this is all cotton, so this is all washable as well. So if you've got a household where things get, because then you can use them.
Yeah,
they can actually be out and be used. And if your child puts that's the other issue we have, sticky fingers on things in the wash. So right now, traditional techniques. Let's have a look how we're doing these.
So this, what I'm using is a little whip stitch. You need, like, not that many stitches. If you want it to last longer, like hundreds of years, then you need a lot of stitches per inch. But I normally do about, like, 8 stitches per inch. And you just go in both sides, pick up a few threads from both sides of the fabric.
So you're not actually piercing through the paper, are you? If you've pierced through the paper, you've gone too far.
Yeah, and you'll know pretty quickly because it'll be hard to go through. Yeah, because you snip the paper out at the end, it's just to hold the fabric in place while you're stitching.
It kind of keeps your stitches neat though, doesn't it, having that as a guideline?
Yeah, and that's the good thing about EPP is you can be really neat, get really like accurate shapes, and you go into the corners really accurately.
Nice. So if you've just joined us, we've got Rosie here from the New Craft House. She's EPPing, which is English paper piecing. When we first started, when we were first setting up the channel, there were various members of staff that were new to the wonderful world of sewing. Like, EPP, what on earth is EPP? And then we'd say it's English paper piecing, and they would still look blank and be like, yeah,
what?
No, still don't know, still not sure what you're talking about. So here we go. We've gone all the way down one row.
Yep. So if I open it out, you can see.
Oh, lovely and neat. Look at that.
If you're really, really neat, then you won't see the stitches at all. But actually, I like seeing them. Like, you can see that it's hand done.
It's that nod, isn't it? That yes, this was hand done. And I think you touched upon a lovely point there when you said, if you want this to last 100 years, this could be an heirloom piece.
Absolutely, yeah. There's some in the V&A and stuff that are hundreds of years old and they're amazing. You can see all the little stitches.
Beautiful. My grandmother was I learnt from my grandmother, and we've still got cushions that she's made. Yeah. And I've just now had to redo the backs on them so that my mum can have them again. You know, beautiful, really beautiful. So you do one side together, and then where do you start?
So you're always stitching like right sides together, so you can see those two are right sides together. And my thread's down here, so I'm either going to be going along that side or along that side. So you can go either way, depending on which side you want to go.
So it's entirely up to you at that point.
Yep. And you just place them right sides together again, lining up the corners and the other corner, and then you just carry on. Literally just start stitching.
Would you do sort of a double stitch in that corner to hold it, or?
Yeah, you can do, yeah. On those ones I think I did. Sometimes you can see it a little bit more then. Okay. So you might not want to, but
it's hand done, so I think that's acceptable to see a little stitch here and there. Exactly. So you learnt this with your gran?
Yeah. She was like an amazing embroiderer and like did handcrafts a lot, so yeah. And she made like a big quilt with loads of little EPP pieces. Wow. And I've decided that I'm going to make an heirloom quilt. So every project I make with like a little bit of liberty or anything, I save a little bit and then add it to this quilt.
Oh, lovely.
At the moment, it's
really
only like
nice.
this big. But one day, it will be big enough for a bed.
You are a big Liberty print fan, aren't you? I know this. Yeah. But it's one of those things, I think we're living in a really exciting time where the patterns that are out there and the textures and the colours are fabulous. These are all from the Dashwood, so the patterns are all Dashwood, but the colours, I think, are just stunning and so vibrant, and we're so lucky because we've got the printing techniques now that just mean that they can be printed absolutely perfectly. And then where did you say the plain ones were from?
Kona cotton solids, yeah, so quilters use them a lot.
Okay.
They've got amazing, like, a whole range of colours.
Was that important to you to get?
Definitely, yeah. We wanted stuff that we would want to make and to have in our homes or wear or whatever. So, yeah, we wanted it to be really good quality.
So, down on the narrowboat, we can expect to see a few of these. Because obviously it's two of you. It's Rosie and Hannah. I always think it's a bit like you're the sewing equivalent of sort of Ant and Dec. Yeah. You always come as a duo.
And no one knows who it's who.
Yeah, no. Was it Ant that always stands on the left or something? So, but no. If I call you Hannah, I apologise, but you are Rosie. Yeah. But now she's living on a narrowboat as well.
Yeah. So we both live on narrowboats in London. Yeah.
This is brilliant. I like this. It feels crafty. It
is quite crafty.
Feels good, yeah. So, if you've got any questions about English paper piecing, about the fabrics, about anything else that you need to know, do get in touch. Here's how. So, firstly is on the website. You log in and then you go to watch live. There's us live. And then underneath is message the studio. Get in touch there. That's our web chat. Underneath, you'll notice all the items on the show. So if you're after the glue pen, which we'll show you in a moment, or the cushions or any of the kits, they are all under there. So it just makes it as a real easy reference. You don't have to search the website. They are nowhere else on the website. They are just there. And then if you want to send us, send us pictures of your English paper piece things.
I'd love to see that.
You can do that. studio@sewingquarter.com, and we would love to see what you've been English paper piecing. So then when you've gone down that side...
Yes, so now that I'm going to do this side here, this piece is kind of going to get in the way, but you don't need to worry. You can literally just fold it.
Oh, so that's... The paper is... You don't worry about folding the paper?
Yeah, don't worry at all. And it'll be fine. Like, you don't need to worry about being gentle or too precious with any of it. You just start sewing.
Do you, when you're doing this, when you're travelling around on trains and things like that, do people stop you and ask about what you're doing?
Yeah, and it's amazing how many people are like, oh, so-and-so, my gran did that, and it's nice to see somebody doing it again.
It's keeping it alive. It's keeping these art forms alive.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's so important, because otherwise, they'll just be lost. And like you said, you'll only be able to see them in the V&A. Yeah. And go, oh, wow, how did that happen? Really lovely. So if you've just joined us, good morning. Here at the Sewing Quarter, we're all about practical and pretty. We've got the new craft house here. There are two of them, but they're going to do an hour each. So this hour, we're English paper piecing, and then Hannah later, she's making makeup bags.
Makeup bags, yeah.
But with a quilt finish.
Yeah, so they've got quilting on the front and the back, so it's like a nice introduction to quilting.
So what's the inspiration when you think, right, we're going to put a new kit together? How does it all work?
The first thing we think is, like, what would we want to be making, like, right now? What do we need in our lives? And that,
I like this. It's kind of a journey.
Yeah. And that's basically how it starts. Then we start looking at fabrics and get inspired and see, like, different things around Pinterest and different people's blogs. Like, you get inspired everywhere, basically. I
guess the thing is, as a blogger, I don't really... I'm new to the world of blogging. And so it's I'm always slightly mystified about it. But you were big into your blogging. That's how you started.
Yeah.
So did you read other people's blogs first and go, I can do this?
Yeah. Like I think the way we started was we were just doing a lot of crafting, and we wanted to share it. We wanted to get involved in the community and like ask people's opinions and like get tips and stuff. So we just started it. We had like literally no big ambitions for it. We just wanted to share them.
So were you working another job then, or were you
we'd both just graduated, so we were both doing just like little jobs. We didn't really know what we were doing with our lives.
Do you know what? So many people don't know, do
no,
they?
It's a hard time. You don't know what to do, and then stuff just kind of happens and works out.
Did you ever think that you would end up doing this?
No, not in a million years.
I love this story. It's such a lovely story. And you get the whole kit. So you've sourced the material, you've put the kits together. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start. I wouldn't even know where to start in sourcing stuff, getting the right stuff, even how to make, get the tubing and making it look absolutely gorgeous. So we've got 3 different options for you. We're working with the blue and white. We've got the pink and yellow in front of us there. But then we've also got a lovely green and red. I would say coral, but they've called it red. I would.
Corally red.
Yeah. There we go. Nice.
So I might stitch that last one onto here, because then I can actually make it up into a cushion cover.
Oh, brilliant.
And do the whole final stuff.
So which one are we stitching where?
So this, if you can see, that the way it works is you have like a row of 3 rows of 4 and then 2 rows of 5.
Okay.
And then once you've finished sewing them, you kind of square it off into a square.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Oops.
Missing, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to stitch that one.
What one's
So
going
I've got
in there?
this grey one to go there.
Okay. Nice. So this is how it's all working together. Can we also show, actually, before we how to do the basting with the
with the pen,
with the pen as well? Because
let's do that.
In with the kit, you get enough thread to do all of this. So you don't need to get anything apart from your cushion cover, your cushion pad rather. But it's kind of a new thing, isn't it? These glue pens,
yeah,
which makes English paper piecing just quicker. I mean, if you're like me and if you've sort of stayed away from English paper piecing because of the time that the basting takes, then this has revolutionised it for me. So here we go. These are the pens. You get the pen, and then you get one glue stick, and then you get a refill glue stick, so 2 glue sticks in there. £5.95. We are struggling to keep these in stock. They fly every single time. But you can also use these for your applique as well. So all those sorts of things. JTEQ 57, £5.95. Last time we brought them to wear, so many of you multi-buying those. The refills, I believe, are also on the website as well, but that's a great place to start. We've just had a message from Kay. Hello, Kay. She says, lovely to see you, lovely ladies.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Lovely to have you watching us.
So, yeah. I love these.
Chris has been doing some cushions this morning. Chris, send us a photo.
Yes, I want to see.
And so is Bridget. Oh, guys, send us photos. We like to see. There you go.
So the principle is literally the same, that you want to put the paper vaguely in the middle. But instead of doing the stitches
vaguely in the middle.
I'm not very precise.
This is my kind of sewing. Vaguely in the middle, it's going to work. But that's why you've left the wider seam,
yeah, exactly.
So that you
can't
can
really
do
go
vaguely
wrong.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then you just do a bit of glue and fold it over. And then when you can use it on the fabric as well, not just the paper. So in the corner, you can actually go over the fabric.
Now this comes out blue, dries clear.
Yeah.
So you know when it's wet. But it's got quite a good grab, hasn't it?
Yeah, it lasts for quite a while.
That's already held down there.
Yeah, you can baste them all at the start and work on them over like weeks, even months, and it should be fine.
But what we've discovered is that actually they're very easy to peel off.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
And they don't leave any residue, or don't seem to leave any residue on the material.
Yeah. And they don't, like, if you do basting like this, then you have a couple of tiny holes, obviously, where the needle's gone through, so you miss that out as well.
So that means that you can reuse your paper pieces?
Yep, yeah.
For more projects?
Yeah.
But you'd have to cut your own triangles, hexagons. Hello, I do know my shapes. So this is just another way of doing it. It's all a variation. It's kind of like you've brought this craft bang up to date with the colours and the patterns that you've used. So this is just another way to modernise.
Yeah,
and bring a craft into this era, I guess, where lives are faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. And there it is. Done.
Ready to go.
All done, ready to go. So nice crisp edges. And then on the back, just no thread. Easy. Easy peasy. And then when it dries, just pull it and it comes off when you need to. So we've shown you how to do the tacking, traditional tacking, and then sewing. Now we're going to finish off these, because this somehow has to become that. I don't know how that happens.
All will become apparent.
I know. We're halfway through. I can't believe how time goes. It's like a time warp in
When
here,
you're doing EPP, it actually goes, like, time goes so quickly because you get so focused.
I think this is why, there has been such a move towards the handcrafts, if you will. And, I think it started I think I started becoming more aware of it when you started hearing about celebrities knitting. And it was like this big thing. What? Knitting? How could they? And then it became sewing, and you would hear... And it became cool again.
Yeah. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Crafting is cool.
It is. It absolutely is. So I love the fact that you can do this when you're travelling long journeys, suddenly become a pleasure. Actually, they become a bit of an indulgence for me.
Yeah.
Because, say you're on a train going up to Edinburgh or something, 5 hours on the train.
It's an excuse just to have time to yourself.
Yeah.
Get stuck into a project. Yeah, I love trains.
Whereas before, I would dread the journey and think, ugh. But now, love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. Or if you're going on holiday, we went to the middle of France last year for our holiday, and we drove down so that we could fit all of our sons'
and the
paraphernalia. Yeah. But it meant that it was a time that you could just relax. I like it. Nice. It is. It just feels quite therapeutic.
It really is. Hand stitching is so therapeutic.
Is this what if you had a bad day, would you just come home and stitch?
Yeah. My heirloom quilt.
Oh, yeah. And add pieces on. So how long do you think your heirloom quilt is going to take?
Decade.
Oh, there we go. So actually, the 8 to 10 hours that this is going to take to stitch, just a drop in the ocean, really.
Yeah. It's a couple of days, really, like maybe a week of like evenings in front of the TV.
Nice.
Done.
And actually, this can be done in front of the TV, can't it? So, do you and your husband have similar tastes in films and things?
It's normally okay, yeah.
Yeah. You see, for me, we don't. So something like this, where the kit is all done and the pieces are all cut so that I'm not having to do any of that, I can literally just sit and sew, is done. It's absolutely perfect because it takes the hard work out of it. It's just the enjoyable stitching. All you need comes in the kit. So you get the tube, which gets all of the paper, or the paper piecing to paper piece with, are all cut to size. The fabric is all cut to size. Here they are. You get full instructions as well. The pen is separate. You get your thread and needle so that you can do it the traditional way. All you need to do is add your cushion pad. We haven't added the cushion pad in because, like you say, some people like feathers, some people like synthetics, but the synthetic one is on the website for you. At this $5.95, it does require a 16-inch or 40.6 centimetre cushion pad, and the details down there if you need it. TUGQ 69. So,
last couple of lines on this whole cushion.
Yeah.
It's exciting when you get close to the end of a project and you can see it.
I'm just really intrigued to know how that's going to become square.
It's called squaring off. You literally just cut it into a square. It feels like you're doing something really wrong.
Well, when you've gone to all of that trouble to piece everything together...
Yeah, and then you just cut it off. Oh. It's fine, though. Don't worry.
But it's all going to be good. And the result is so worth it. Look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. So this one is your yellow and pink that we're working on. We've played with the blue and white, which just leaves the green and the red. Actually, I might go and grab that one because I feel that we've seen the other ones. Let me go and have a quick look at that one as well. Here we go. Look, I want you to see the patterns on here. Each of them are $23.95, but they do have a different code for each of them. I'm loving this. The floral in there,
yeah,
absolutely nice. Beautiful. But I think that this is how I imagine patchwork is with your plains, so that then when you have these gorgeous patterns, they really pop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And was that the thinking behind it when you went for them?
Yeah, and we wanted to do 3 quite distinct different ones, so that they should fit in like anybody's room.
Yes.
Like their decor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we actually get a lot of people buying all 3.
Really?
Like a set on the sofa, yeah.
I guess then the uniformity is in that it's the English paper piecing. Yeah, no, I could see that. I remember someone once said to me that that it should be like a garden, that the flowers don't necessarily match, but the overall effect is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I'll look at my room and see if that's the case. Dee's messaged in. Thank you, Dee. She says, absolutely loving the hexagons.
Oh, thanks.
It's got to be done. Oh, we've got a picture. We've got a picture as well, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. We've just got to upload it and do I don't know, technical stuff that escapes me. That's why I don't do it. We leave that to producer Paul. So this is the last piece here.
The last line, yeah.
And if you've just joined us, maybe you've been on the school run or something, good morning. We are English Paper Piecing. We've got Rosie here from the New Craft House. She is one of two from the New Craft House. We've got Hannah coming up at 10 o'clock. Yes, with beautiful makeup bags. But right now it's all about your English paper piecing. This is a perfect starter kit. Or if you're perfectly good already at doing your English paper piecing, then just a lovely addition to any kit that you can just have a good go with. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is the green and red kit. $23.95. Here's the green and red. Absolutely beautiful. You get everything that you need within the kit. You just add the cushion pad. That's it. That's all you need to do. And that's $5.95. Details down there. So when... do you know, I think the thing that would take me almost as long as the actual stitching would be placing everything out and deciding where everything goes. But that's the lovely thing of it. Oh, green and red's most popular.
Ooh, yeah. That is a really popular design, yeah. It's nice and sort of muted.
I think I have to say, I think that this is my favourite.
Yeah.
I think so. It's hard to have a favourite, but you see, I could see the blue and white at my mum and dad's house. That would fit in beautifully in their colour scheme. You're right, actually.
There's always someone you think
of.
of.
No, there absolutely is. I could really see that. But this, even though actually the yellow and the pink would fit in really nicely in my house, I think this is... The cotton is so soft. It's a nice heavy weight. You know how sometimes cotton is just a bit flimsy?
Too flimsy, yeah.
This isn't. This is lovely, sturdy cotton, but it's soft as well. So, you know, sometimes when it's thin, you can sort of see through it. But look, that is a good, sturdy cotton. And so, like you say, if you put in enough stitches, it's going to last 100 years. And of course, because the cotton is great quality, you've got that longevity with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
It'll take a lot of wear.
This is your blue one that I've got here. I love the different shades of blue.
Yeah, and the coral in it, the blue, within the blue, like really sets it off. I like those ones.
Now you see, the coral is kind of...
Yeah, it is very...
in similar
actually
so you can mix them through. That's why if you wanted to buy, like Rosie said, you know, sometimes people buy all three, you've got that element of colour to sort of pull through. Now, was that an accident, or was that just a design feature?
We did think about it. We wanted people to be able to have like all three and it not look stupid. So yeah, and because they're all dashwood, like obviously they use the same colours and stuff, so it's quite easy to pick ones that kind of follow through.
Do you know, I'm noticing that with dashwood. We had dashwood on yesterday, and we had one of the colours was from a different design, but it worked.
It matches,
and you could actually see in the trousers of the print was the dash from the other collection.
Yeah.
And it's lovely, isn't it? I love when that happens and it all just comes together beautifully. So the hard work is done for you here. It comes in a gorgeous kit. If you're gifting, perfect. And actually, Christine's messaging.
Hello.
She's never done EPP before, but she feels inspired to give it a go.
You should.
So, Christine, tell us which one's your favourite. Which colour are you going to go for? Ooh. Green and red still the most popular. Not that it's a race.
But it is a race.
But it kind of is a race, absolutely. So in the kit, you're getting all of the paper pieces. Everything is cut for you. I'm a wonky cutter. I admit to that. But the fact that this is cut for me and cut perfectly for me makes me very happy. It means that I can open it, pop it on the train or do whatever. If I'm going on holiday, just pop it in my suitcase and then I can sit and relax and do it. Or just if you've got some time in the evenings or whatever, or, you know, maybe you've got a spell in hospital coming up and you just want something to take your mind off it and, you know, get going with it. whatever it is, whatever means that you're going to have the time to sit, relax, then here we go. This is what we've got for you. The new craft house, we've got green and red, blue and white, and pink and yellow for you. All of them $23.95, but they do just have different codes. If you're in any way unsure, then give our free phone number a call, 0800 112 4433. Our UK helpline are there ready to help you. Now,
It's done!
yay!
We've got the full square. Well, it's not square yet, but we've got the full patch.
I don't want to cut it.
I'm going to make you do the cutting.
No! Oh, you can't. That's so mean. Talking of cutting, we've still got the English paper piecing in there.
Yeah, so I've taken some out, because you can take them out as you go. Like, as soon as one is completely surrounded by other pieces, you can just snip the paper piece out. But these ones along the edge are still there. So all you do is snip through the basting stitches.
So you need to have a sharp pair of little scissors for this, don't you?
Yeah, just some little scissors. These ones are nice, snippy.
Oh, our guest designer Angela Atwood's messaged in.
Hello.
She says she's doing a very similar design, but 1940s inspired.
Wow, that'd be nice.
She's a boaty girl as well.
Lives on a boat?
Yeah, has she got a narrowboat? Yeah, she's got a narrowboat, but her and her husband sold up and just went off travelling in a boat.
Oh, amazing.
For many years, yeah.
Wow.
Is there something about crafters and boats?
There probably is.
Do you think so?
Like the quiet life.
Yeah. Well, it gives you time to do all of this, doesn't it? So, hello, Angela. By the way, I hope you're having a lovely day. But I guess, this is therapeutic. Being on a boat's therapeutic, by the water.
Yeah, and the fire in winter.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And the cat.
Lovely. I feel, we should have some sort of calm music going on in the background. So when you come to take it out...
Yeah, you just pull the stitches out and then the paper comes out really easily.
So you can use the paper again?
Yes, you can, yeah. They'll maybe 5 uses. Quite
Really?
easily. And in the olden days, people used newspaper, really thin stuff, and it works really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you give it a quick press in between, iron out any creases?
Yeah, you can do, absolutely, yeah.
Obviously, you don't have an iron on your...
No.
Anyone with an iron could do that if they wanted to, but otherwise they are perfectly good, ready to go.
Yeah.
So all the kit in the tube. I'm loving this new packaging. I think it's lovely. So 3 options here: blue and white, pink and yellow, red and green, which is currently the favourite. Nice. So the details for the blue are on your screen. I think I could see blue in a kitchen. I like blues in kitchens.
Or like a summer house or the conservatory or something.
Yeah. Producer Paul said, what do you want a cushion in the kitchen for? Well, I always make sure that I've got somewhere to sit in the kitchen, because it's like parties always end up in a kitchen, don't they?
Yeah.
If you have someone around for a coffee or whatever, then you generally tend to be in the kitchen, don't you? Because that's where you... So, I try and always have a chair or something in there. So you don't have to do that awkward sort of all standing around thing. Yeah. Lovely present for someone. If you know that, someone loves their crafting, loves to sew, loves to create, what a great gift. And actually easy to wrap.
Yes, very. And they have no idea what that is.
Do you know, that's so true. That's so true. The number of times that my husband catches me at Christmas underneath the tree having a good rattle of presents, trying to guess what they are, I would never guess.
Total surprise on Christmas Day.
Yeah, well, that's lovely.
So just got a few more papers to take out, but they're really quick. Come out really easy.
I think this is quite a satisfying part of
it, really
isn't
is.
it?
And then you can actually see the finished.
Do you want me to get the iron out? Are we pressing? Do we need to press this or anything? I'm sounding a bit iron obsessed, I realise now this morning.
I'm the opposite. I basically don't iron anything.
Well, no, I don't at home. But I come into the studio and I'm like, right, what are we ironing? What needs ironing? What needs pressing? Gorgeous. Look at this. So snip, snip, snip. Now, the little snips that we're using today, use a sharp pair. Treat yourself to a nice pair of little scissors. These ones are Fiskars.
Got a nice curve, so they're easy.
You can get in and underneath, can't you? I think that's quite important. They're actually called embroidery and needlework scissors. So there you go. You know that you're getting the right ones for the job. Big Fiskars fan. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And that little curve just does the trick. You can sort of hook things out with. They are $13.95, suitable for left or right-handed. 12.5cm blade. And there we go, perfect for this sort of job, or your embroidery, stitching, needlework, anywhere where you need a little pair of snips that can get in close. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? Getting in close to get a nice, neat cut. Ah, look at that. Satisfaction, out it comes. Red and green still most popular with these cushions this morning. All of the cushions, $23.95. You get them in a lovely kit, ready to take, very portable. And actually, if you're storing them before you get going, because I always have a few little projects lined up,
just
ready to go. Yeah, absolutely. On the off chance that I get some spare time. Or that, you know, my son goes to sleep early or something. So what do I do now? I sew or do something lovely. So here we go. You can be doing the same. Like you say, I think a nice project to spend a week in front of the TV in the evenings. I think that's still okay because it's still dark at night.
Exactly. You've got a month.
Actually, then sit outside in nice warm summer evenings. Nice. I love this cushion. I think this one's my favourite too. I'm glad that you're all loving these. So the pad is sold separately. You can grab that as well. It's £5.95. It's all on the website, everything that you need. If you're in doubt about anything, please give our free phone number a ring, 0800 112 4433. Of course, P&P is done by the day, £2.95 per day. What else to tell you? Yes, if you're looking online, then it's all on sewingquarter.com, and it's all underneath the live feed of the show. Okay, we've put it all in there together, so everything that you see on the shows are easy to just grab. Nice. Oh, do you want to see it, actually? Yeah, well, we just finish off snipping. You're enjoying those scissors there, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm spreading threads everywhere, just throwing them about.
No, that's fine. Sorry, we'll sweep afterwards. So there we go. That's the item that we're looking at. So this is where you'll find them all. Message the studio. Thank you for your messages. There we go. Always good to hear from you. And then underneath, that's what we've got on today's show. Oh, that's the glue. That's the glue. Lots of you going for the glue.
Magic glue.
Yeah. Excellent. There we go.
You ready to cut?
Ready to cut. Okay. I feel nervous for you. I'm not going to lie. I do feel a little bit nervous because you've gone to all this hard work, piece this all together. It's looking gorgeous, and now you're going to cut it.
You're going to cut it.
What? Hang on a minute. So that wasn't in my contract.
Yeah, so you can see that the ones at the top and the bottom need like half of their hexagons cut off, but then the ones at the side only need a little bit. So all you need to do is... You look so worried.
No, I do. I'm just going to enjoy watching you.
So you want to cut along there and along there. You can't go wrong, I promise. No, I can't.
Seriously?
Another pair. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, thanks for that, producer Paul. He goes, what could possibly go wrong using scissors live on air, Natasha, when it was unplanned? So I just got to cut from there to there?
Yeah.
If you had a rotary cutter...
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Do I have to... How accurate do I have to be with this?
No, it doesn't matter, because you're going to sew the cushion back on anyway, so you've got a seam allowance of give.
Okay.
Perfect.
Apparently some good cutting. I'm not renowned for my good cutting, but I think when you've got something like Fiskars that just snip through it so easily, job done. What do you do with those? Is that big enough for your English paper piece?
If you're doing a small little project, yeah.
Do you want those for your heirloom piece?
My stash.
All generous here, you know. Please have my snippy end bits. Hang on, there's me. I better go straight in. I need to check.
So you just
check twice, cut once.
Yeah, just those two big bits off. Yeah.
My grandma used to always say that. Check twice, cut once. Or no, actually what she used to say was measure twice, cut once. But, there we go. Okay. Oh, no, that's easier for your... That's bigger pieces, isn't it?
Yes, pieces.
Okay, it's starting to look now more like a cushion. Okay. I like this. You can't be sad looking at these colours, can you? They're happy colours.
Very happy.
And actually, grey... Oh, I've gone a bit wonky there. grey fits in with so many colour schemes, doesn't it? It's just one of those colours
especially at the
that work.
moment. So many people have got grey in their homes.
Yeah, they have actually.
My sister has painted her whole house grey. Like it's literally
Really?
like 50 shades of grey.
Oh gosh, how exciting!
Well, 3 shades of grey.
3. You know, it's the budget version. 3 shades of grey, and off she goes. Excellent. There.
Woo!
Yay! Oh, that's all right. That's all turned under. Excellent. It's a
Perfect.
square.
You can have it any way up you like.
I love that. It just makes me happy, and everyone can be different.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could buy 3 of the same kit. So you could buy 3 of the red and the green, but just do them differently.
Yeah.
So you could almost do like a flower motif in the middle of it, however you want to do it.
Yeah. Cute.
Because I thought, you know, maybe you'd go for all of the 3 different colours, but actually now I'm thinking, because things have to come in 3s.
Yes, power of 3.
Yeah, power of 3. 3 of the same colour.
That'd be really good.
But then just made up differently.
Yeah, and spread around the room.
Nice. So the whole kit for $23.95. Each has a different. So each colour has a different code. So just check you're getting the right code to get the right colour. But we've got, this is the red and green. We've got the pink and yellow, and we've got the blue and the white. I think the blue and white is a timeless classic. You can never go wrong with blue and white, can you?
Blue's always going to be popular.
Yeah. Do you know what? It sells more than any other colour.
Yeah, we found that.
Yeah.
Like we have like a knicker kit and blue knickers just fly off the shelves.
And off the blue knickers? That's for another show. Gosh. And yet today,
that one,
red and green. I think it's because it works so well with your outfit. That's what I'm going with. Now, so when we've done this, what happens now?
So you sew up the cushion back.
Yeah. Producer Paul said he thought it was finished. No, it was something missing, like, you know, the fact that we need the cushion back.
And I think... So I've got the cushion back from the blue one here, but I'll just put that on for now.
Do you want, hang on, instead of having to open another one, do you want this one that's already open?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
There you go.
So you get a nice big bit of Kona cotton.
Now this one, obviously, goes with the blue.
Yeah, so you actually get a grey back on
We're not
that
going to open another pack.
It's just to show the technique.
Okay. Obviously, the kit that you get will go. Can we do this in 8 minutes?
Unlikely.
Okay. I like the honesty. No, let's see how far we can get. So,
No, I'm going to be even
no, I'm happy
slower
with honesty now. Are we hand stitching this on?
No, it would be machine stitched.
Okay.
But I probably won't get to that stage.
Okay.
But essentially, you cut 2 pieces from this. It's the same width as your cushion.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 pieces so that they overlap by 10. So it's like to make an envelope back. You can kind of see there.
I like envelope
So it's really easy, yeah. Don't need to do any buttonholes.
I'm scared of
zip.
zips, so envelope backs are absolutely perfect for me. And of course, because you've got that overlap, it's like wearing a long enough top so that you don't, you don't end up with a cold middle.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, so I'll cut them. They need a press anyway, to be honest.
I can do that.
Oh yeah, do you want to press?
Yeah, go on then. I'm sat here with the old iron on all the time. Oh yeah, no, sorry, producer Paul, me and mine. Look, it's just so that Rosie gets the perfect finish. Oh, hang on, where are we cutting?
So normally I do this more accurately, but essentially the 2 pieces are going to be the same width as your cushion, so you can kind of just line them up and I measure it.
This is nice because normally at this point I'm doing maths.
Yeah.
To try and work stuff out. I don't need to do maths. No one likes maths. Okay.
Pieces like
but
that.
this is all in the kit.
Yes.
So this is perfect. So because it's in the kit, it's the right width.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to
go
those
on.
2?
Yeah, let's do that. So in the kit from the new craft house. Actually, do you know what? For anybody that's just tuned in, obviously we've done English paper piecing. This is Rosie from the new craft house. How long have you guys been going? You and Hannah?
4 years ago, I think it is, that we set up the blog. And
were you living in the same country?
No, so I lived in England and Hannah lived in Germany. We'd both just graduated from uni and moved back home.
Yeah.
And her parents lived in Germany. So yeah, it was like a nice way to stay in touch as well.
Because you guys, you both used to live in Germany.
Yeah, that's how we met. We met at school, like when we were 12-ish. We went to the same school. Yeah.
This is so nice. Excellent. I don't know if I've got any, if I can steam this or not. How perfectly ironed do you want this?
Not much.
Does that look all right?
That looks good.
Will that work? Yeah,
Yes.
let's do that. Okay. Oh, hang on, I've turned the steam on. There we go. So, what do we do with it now?
So it's just a really simple sort of hem on the sides that are going to be overlapping. So on one of the long sides of both pieces, I just turn them over. Just do it by eye. You can measure it if you're.
So you're turning
accurate.
it over twice.
Yes. So
why?
So that you hide the raw edge.
Okay.
So 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre, or you can do 1 by 1.
Now, what I like about this, I noticed that the edge here, the raw edge here, you've ripped these as to cut them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which means that you know that that is absolutely straight because that is cutting along. Now, hang on, is it the warp or the weft? The warp goes up, and the weft goes left.
I don't know.
Apparently, I think that's the. Was that the poem we learnt for that?
The warp goes up.
Well, it's sort of a.
Oh.
The warp goes up.
Warp.
And the weft goes left. So anyway, it's cut along, it's just ripped along, and then you know you've got that true straightness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it makes it quick as well, so bonus.
It helps if I can actually remember the the little sayings that go with it. Producer Paul's saying, are we calling that a poem, Natasha? Well, you know. Ish. So you would pin this and then just straight stitch?
And then just straight stitch, on both of them.
And then just right sides together.
Right sides together.
Stitch all the way around.
Yeah. So you'd want the sort of turned over bits facing up and the other bits facing down. And
you will get this. Rosie, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
So much. Lots of lovely messages which we'll pass on to you after the hour. Cool. So thank you ever so much for getting in touch. And thank you very much for grabbing yourself, you're going to enjoy doing this, grabbing yourself a beautiful cushion ready to go. Remember, grab your glue if you want to speed it up or just enjoy the, the therapeutic sewing. Grab your cushion pad and away you go. Thank you so much. You can go and relax now.
Woohoo!
Hannah's on Hannah's on at 10. 10?
Yeah.
And I will see you for a cup of tea afterwards. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. The Sewing Quarter is a new inspirational sewing and quilting channel here to help educate our viewers with some of the best designers in the business. We hope to bring you some exciting demonstrations with some of the top industry experts. We're part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multi-platform company who operate some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our first TV shopping channel adventure with Jewellery Maker to several successful magazines such as Simply Sewing, Radio Times, BBC Good Food and many more. We've been working incredibly hard to set up and bring you our new exciting channel, and we hope that we can help inspire you with new ideas and projects. Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter! Join us this weekend where we'll be featuring classic pre-cuts from the Kaffe Fassett Collective at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.
Sewing Quarter are delighted to announce that the highly respected sewing and quilt designer Mandy Shaw of Dandelion Designs will be joining us on Saturday the 25th of February for her debut show. Mandy will be showing us her latest famous spoolie doll, as well as a range of inspirational kits and patterns. So join us at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. on the 25th of February for a Saturday special with Mandy Shaw.
Welcome back. Now, this is our second hour of the day. If you've just joined us, good morning. I hope you're having a lovely day. So, 9 o'clock this hour, our theme today, pretty and practical. You know, if you have to have things that are practical, let's make them absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to make a tablet cover for you. Now, of course, you can make this whatever size to suit. But here's the thing. For the first time on air, we've brought you some denim effect fabrics. They are so lightweight. So don't think denim, you know, like heavy jeans. Just think the beautiful texture of denim, but in a fabric that is light and easy to work with. So beautiful cotton fabrics here in that lovely denim, denim sort of colour and design. Absolutely gorgeous, lovely to work with here. In some beautiful colours, absolutely gorgeous. If you love your blues, and you love this sort of rose-coloured red, this is the show for you. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very excited to bring these to air for you because I think you're going to absolutely love it. Now, this is a sort of lightweight, this is cotton that is light enough for you to make dresses and things like that out of. Absolutely fine. But also you can do your craft projects, your cushions, your home decor and things like this. So this is what we're making today. A lovely tablet case. It's all cushioned. And let's have a look. Oh, nice. I like. So the fabrics that we've used here we go, is your rose. Oh, no, that's your rosebud there. But we've got all sorts of fabrics. We'll go through all of them. Any fabric that you're after today will be on the website. Underneath the live feed of the show is the entire shopping list of all the fabrics. So if you've seen one that you absolutely need to go for, then it'll be on there for you to choose. 11:45 gets you, here we go, your vice versa denim here. That's this one. But then look to see which ones, or if you're in any doubt whatsoever, then call our free phone UK Help Centre, which is 0800 112 4433. Ooh, let's meet the designer of this fabulous little piece. I'm going to take this with me. Brand new guest for you today, it's Jennifer Mills. Hello, how are you?
Good morning.
Are you well?
Yes, great to be here.
It's lovely to have you on the show. Now, here's the thing. When you came and did your screen test,
Yes.
You actually made one of these for your screen test,
yes.
And it was in all different styles and textures of denim. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that we had denims on the show, I was like, I know the lady that should be doing this. And actually it was you, so that's absolutely perfect. What is it that draws you to these sorts of things?
To denim or to...
Well, to denim and material in general.
This one particularly is really tactile. It's got really smooth finish, and it was an absolute joy to work with. Denim generally, I find it quite interesting that it's traditionally a workwear fabric, but it can be quite glamorous these days.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's become something for every occasion.
Yeah.
Lovely. Now, for anybody that has, well, obviously nobody's met you yet, not on the wonderful world of television. How did you get sewing? How did you get started?
My mum taught me, and I did a lot of sewing at school and thoroughly enjoyed it. Hand sewing and making things like nighties and toys and things like that at school. And then I started an apprenticeship.
Oh.
As a teenager, straight from school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I was working every day, learning. And then after following my apprenticeship, I decided to study design at college. So I kind of did things a bit of a topsy-turvy way round, but
you know what a great way to do it, though, because then you know that what you're going off to do is absolutely what you want to do, rather than doing all the training and then going, meh.
Yeah.
Don't love it that much. But you did it, yeah, I think it's a great way around. And so you pattern cut as well with your design, don't you?
I had private pattern cutting tuition as part of my training. And I love pattern cutting. I'm passionate about pattern cutting.
So today you're going to show us how to make this.
Yes.
You're going to be very precise about how we do the measuring.
Yes.
No, this is a good thing. Because, you know, when you've got layers, it's important.
Yes, especially when you're matching lining to an outer to a flap, so that you don't get any ruckles, and so it works together really beautifully, and you don't end up with a situation where things don't match.
Excellent. I just grab it there. I'm a bit enthusiastic. So using the different contrasting denims, I love this. I love this colour.
I loved that. That's why I colour matched it for the satin stitch I've done across the front.
Do you know, I noticed that. That did
stitch.
not go unnoticed. Look at that. Isn't she clever? There we go. But it's that little touch, isn't it, that
it's
you
all
can
in the
do.
detail.
Absolutely. So it's all about detail this hour. Do you know what? You could put a little handle on there and have it as a nice bag as well. It's once you've got that design.
A tablet cover necessarily. Useful to put other things in.
It's so soft.
Yes, I've used the wadding inside.
Could you quilt with this?
Yeah, I think for the purposes of this sample, I've kept it quite simple. But the more you work into that, the firmer it would become. So you could really stitch into it.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, experienced quilters will know, and people who sew, if you top stitch into something, like just the simple top stitching around that firms up that edge.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, certainly you could work into it a lot more than I have. I've kept it simple for this one.
Do you know, for me, I'm just looking at this, and I'm looking at this lovely strap across here with that satin stitch across there. My sewing machine has a myriad of decorative stitching that I struggle to think, where am I going to use that? What a lovely excuse.
And I would recommend for people who've got lots of different options on their machine, just have an hour one afternoon where you just play and just explore the different stitches with different colours on calico, and you can put them in a sketchbook and make notes. I love to make notes, not only on my patterns, but for example, that stitch width and stitch length.
Yeah.
You can do that as a little sample, put it in your sketchbook or notebook.
You're a details girl, aren't you?
I am. And make a note next to it, and then you know if width 2 and 0.3 is the one you like, you can quickly go to it without thinking, what was that zigzag satin stitch that I loved?
One day I will be organised. One day. I crave to be organised. OK, where do we start with this?
Well, I'm going to... Should we go for the Rosebud?
Yeah! Oh, the Rosebud. Yeah. Do you know, I think this one and the one with sort of... It almost looked like the white embroidered effect on it. I think they are my favourite patterned ones, I think. $11.45 for a ½ metre. So this is available by the ½ metre. So however much, because you might want to make a dress out of this.
It would make a beautiful dress. It's a lovely
Because you've got a nice denim dress on today. That could have been made out of this.
It could have. I've got my eye on making a dress out of this one, actually.
Really?
I love the triangles. Yeah.
So, OK, so we've got to frisk Jennifer when she leaves.
So I've made
special.
a card pattern.
OK.
Sometimes I make paper patterns. If I know I'm going to cut something several times, I tend to work with card.
OK.
And I can just mark around it.
Right.
So I'm not going to use pins. I'm
So
going to use the weight of my hand.
OK. Yeah, do it. How did you make the pattern? Because I know otherwise everybody at home will want to make this and then go, but there's no pattern. How do we make the pattern?
Right. So I have drawn around the tablet, and then I've added. So you know when you have ease with clothes, it's the difference between your body measurement and the garment. It's the amount of roominess.
Yes.
So in a similar way, the roominess, so that the tablet doesn't have to be forced into the tablet
jamming
cover.
and ripping of the stitches to get it
none
in
of
there.
That. It needs to not be too baggy, not be too tight. So with a tablet, I found it was a tablet size plus a centimetre all the way around. So you could put a tablet down on a piece of paper, draw around it, then add a centimetre for ease, and then I've added a centimetre seam allowance all the way around as well.
OK, excellent.
And if it was for a gift, I thought about this, you could find out from the person if you wanted it to be a surprise without borrowing their tablet. all the specifications for different makes are on the websites for those
Of course.
brands in
What a
the
great idea.
specifications bit. So you could actually, to the millimetre, find out the size of it.
That's specific, isn't
And
it?
then it could be a complete surprise, rather than saying,
Nice.
could I borrow your tablet to draw around it?
That might give the game away a little bit,
Might,
just
yeah.
a little bit.
Yes.
So we've added 2 centimetres in addition to the tablet actual size.
Yes. So I am going to line that up just within the selvage.
So the selvage is where they pin it onto the machine to weave the material. And what are you using to mark this
I'm
out?
using the erasable pen because it gives a really nice...
It's dark
bearing on
enough
a
that
bit
you
more,
can see
yeah.
it, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
More pressure. So
Lovely.
I do sometimes use chalk, but what I really like about this is it's a very precise line.
It's all about the precision, isn't it? So if you want the air vanishing, it's 3:45, and it just disappears. Just goes. What we've found with this one is that because obviously some disappear in different times, this particular make starts to disappear by the end of the show. So you've got kind of an hour or so's use with this. Some take a couple of days, some take a week, some take minutes.
That's useful to know.
Yeah, so for this one, you know, do your cutting out within that hour, and then you know that's sort of your timings for this one. But, well, you know, you don't want to, you know, be one of the super quick ones and then go away and have a cup of tea and it be gone by the time you come back.
No.
So you have a cup of tea time in this. Or a show time. So the fabric that we're using here is by Art Gallery. It is incredibly soft denim, HAHN 64. It's sold by the half metre, and I have to say it is beautiful. I mean, you can see there. It's yeah, don't think like pair of jeans. It's not that heavy denim. This is a beautiful light denim. It's. You could make a shirt, couldn't you?
Oh, it would be gorgeous for a shirt. Yeah.
Or then you could do the cuffs in that gorgeous red.
So I'm cutting with the whole blade.
Okay. And you can do that with these scissors, can't you? Because they're
Not round the
pretty
corner,
sharp.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
No, I was just thinking, I just contradicted myself. Cutting with the whole blade, but then I realised when I go to the corner, I actually curved the scissors. Just
Nice.
like this. And take that curved corner like that. And then,
Whilst
and then
you
the whole
cut, then I'm going to go and take a look at these fabrics because I want you to see them all because they are all so gorgeous. Come and take a look here at these. This is my other favourite. Now, this is blue. It is a beautiful blue. It's got a stitch pattern on it. It's just gorgeous. So this is your stitched ochi. Possibly. You can correct me on my pronunciation. We all know my pronunciation is never the best. So this is your stitch ochi. Yeah. Anyway, stitched design here. This is your denim print fabric by Art Gallery. It's by the half metre. Let me show you because it's particularly gorgeous. I could see curtains, cushions, shirt. John Scott in a shirt like this. Or producer Paul says, or me. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. That is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. 11.45 per half a metre. So you decide how much you want, and we will cut it in one continuous length for you. But I just want you to see how big that pattern print is. That pattern repeat. That's a big pattern. But of course, with the leftovers, you can quilt with it. You can English paper piece with it, maybe, if that's what you're into now. After that first show, it would work perfectly for all of this. I love doing something sort of a little bit different. So you wouldn't necessarily expect to see a patchwork with a denim effect because we think of denim as being thick, but absolutely perfect. So Jennifer's been using this fabric, and this is called Vice Versa, and this is 11.45 per half a metre as well. The softness of this, you just have to get it home to really believe how soft it is. It's just gorgeous. CRHN 94. That's your vice versa. That's the little triangles. Shall we have a look at this crimson? Because I'm gonna get this here for you. This is a cherry crimson, but if you see the texture on here is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a linen effect almost. So the texture in there, absolutely gorgeous, but it's still really soft. It's just $7.95 per half a metre there. So that is super, super, super value there. And do you know what? Actually, use that to accent, or if you're making cushions, why not have the backs of your cushions in that? Or if you're dressmaking with it, then why not have it under the cuff so that when you turn back, you get that nice little hint. And then this one is the one that we're working with today. We've seen that. And then let's have a look at this, because we've got that lovely crimson, but then we've got a different colour version down here. And again, you've got that linen effect. Nectarine Sunrise, this one's called. What a fab name. That's a great, oh, that's delicious. That is really delicious. And again, you've got that texture through there. Absolutely beautiful. £12.45 per half a metre on that one. MZHN09 is your item code for that. Let's go back and see what Jennifer's doing.
I've realised that it's actually, with this colour and this colour fabric, better to mark it on the wrong side. It's so much clearer.
There we go.
And also to move it slowly and steadily. That seems to make just the right amount of ink come out.
Oh, right.
But if you peel back the card, you can see.
Yeah.
I would always check before removing card from the fabric.
So you can use chalks, you can use pens. We have a wealth of all these things on the website. So whatever you choose to mark with, we've got it covered on the website. Now, whilst we were over there, what have you been doing?
I've cut the lining, and I've cut it a duplicate. That's the outer, front and back.
So you've done.
That will be the lining.
Did you cut 2 layers in one go?
I did.
With that,
yes,
okay.
I did.
So 2 layers of that, and then two layers.
Two of lining.
Exactly the same, and that's the Nectarine Sunrise. Doesn't that sound fabulous?
Yeah.
I like that texture. Is that printed on? How is that texture on there?
It's woven. The warp and the weft are different colours. So if you separate it, you can see that let's get this right, in line with your poem.
Did I get my poem right? I did, didn't I? The warp goes warp, and the weft goes left.
So in this case, the warp is a peachy colour, and the weft thread is ivory. And then when the two are blended together, they make that colour, a bit like paint mixing.
Oh, it's gorgeous. We've had a message from Laura. Hello, Laura. She says, loving the denim fabrics. She loves the crimson. Oh, and she sent a picture of one of her projects.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Now look at that. Is that Star Wars?
Wow.
That's a Millennium Falcon. That is amazing. Do you know, there are husbands everywhere going, why didn't you make me one of those? I'd have taken an interest in your sewing if you'd actually made me one of those. Laura, we want that. That's amazing. Oh. So director Tim wants it. Producer Paul's. It's a good job you didn't bring it in, because you'd never get that back. That's amazing. But she's liking the vice versa pattern. That's your favourite as well, isn't it?
I love it. Yeah. That's
I think the rose is the rose, and actually the stitch one, if only I could pronounce it, is lovely.
I wondered about that as well.
Yeah, we've all looked at it this morning and gone, so that's your choices today for this show. CRHN94 gives you your vice versa. This is your vice versa, is this one. We will work our way through the different fabrics that we've got on the show, because we've got quite a lot on today. But otherwise, if you must get your fabric right now, check out the website, because all the details are on there. Oh, hello, pinning. What are we pinning?
So I've cut the flap.
Okay, now how did you make your flap?
I decided I wanted the flap to come down quite far because I was going to do this tab and I wanted it to tuck underneath it properly and not pop back out. And also I think when things are skimpy, they tend to look cheaper. And if you're going to make something beautiful,
yes,
it's worth
do you know that's so
making
true?
it look, taking the time, and it will be something that will last, whether it's an item of clothing or something like this. It's worth taking your time on the pattern and on the construction and enjoying it.
We've talked about heirloom pieces earlier with Rosie, and you know, she's like, well, if you want it to last 100 years, put more stitches in. So true.
Yeah.
And it is, isn't it? It's taking that time. Because sometimes, you know, when you buy cheap things, they don't last very long. You wash them and they fall to bits. So this is how you can make sure that you're getting something that's going to last, and that you're going to be proud of. We want pride back in what we do.
Definitely.
And this is the way to do it.
Yes. So I've cut it. That's the bottom. I've curved the bottom edge, not the top edge.
Okay.
And I've made the flap narrower. It's 1 centimetre narrower on either side, and that is because I want it to fold over and come down. If it's the same width, that corner won't look as nice.
Okay, let's show you that. So
it doesn't go
narrower.
right to that seam there.
Okay.
It stops short of it, so it folds over.
So that's the full width from there to there, but you'll notice that this is just short of there by 1 centimetre, so that it just tucks over and tucks in neatly there. I like this a lot. And so you get that lovely envelope closing effect. Really nice. Oh, they're talking about Millennium Falcons now. Let's set them off on Star Wars upstairs.
So I'm going to sew right sides together. And I'm pinning so that it all matches beautifully.
Now, see, this is made. Seeing that quilt has made our director realise that you can personalise everything now. I don't think he realised quite, but that's the joy of this, isn't it? If you have a certain fabric that's your absolute favourite, personalise it to you. If you have a colour that really shouts to you, then use it. You know, I think the beauty of a denim is that any colour goes. You could get that lovely orange that you always see on denim, and you could stitch that through here. You could go with that colour. You could go all of that. You know, you can absolutely personalise this completely, or you can go, do you know what? I love what Jennifer's done. I'm going to do exactly the same as you've done. It's up to you.
Yes.
Entirely up to you.
So I'm going to reverse at the beginning and taking 1 centimetre seam allowance. And I take my pins out before I get to them.
Okay. So you don't ever want to go over your pins.
No. Just a quick check to make sure I'm happy with it.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Good. And off we go. So stitching all the way round.
And then I would go more slowly when I take the curve. A little bit like driving.
Okay.
I would drive,
yeah.
as a general rule, faster on a straight road. Have to be careful what I say here. And then round corners, slow down.
Nice and slowly around the old corners.
So again, looking at the centimetre guideline that's on this plate here.
Right. And using that to edge your way round.
Yes. And usually, about halfway, I would lift the foot, just because it makes a nicer angle. And again, actually.
And just make sure that your needle is down in the material.
Always.
So that you can use it as a pivot, can't you?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And then across the bottom. And slowly towards the corner.
You see, I'm really surprised. I thought... No, do you know what? You're going to demystify something for me.
Am I?
Yeah. Because if I'd have been making this, I would have been putting the wadding and then the... But then I've just realised that when I sewed it all together, I'd have that hem on the inside. But actually, you haven't on here, have you?
I am going to put the wadding in, but when I was sampling, I realised that it's better to sew the denim together first, because what I find is, because the wadding will go there and there, and I'll cut that in a moment, but because it's fluffy, it obscures this sharp edge. So there's more margin for error when you're taking your seam allowance. So I decided that it was better to sew this together first, and then you know that it's an accurate 1 centimetre seam allowance. And then we'll add our wadding.
Okay. So a slightly different way of doing things. I like this.
Yes, it was just the fluffiness of it that sort of made everything less visible.
Yeah. I'm loving this. Just beautiful. Oh, right. So we've had someone message in and say, hello, loving the show, but missed the first 5 minutes with the sizings. So what Jennifer did was draw around her tablet and then add a centimetre for ease.
Yes.
And a centimetre for seam allowance.
Yes.
And then you just curved off round that bottom edge.
Yeah, and if you have a set square, you could do it by hand, but if you have a set square to start off with, you can make that a 90-degree angle and then curve it with a pencil and just mark it on. Nice smooth curve.
There we go. Now, if you come in even later and you miss any of this, then it repeats throughout the day on our website, sewingquarter.com. But then also, it then goes on to YouTube, where you can fast forward, rewind, pause, and watch it as many times as you like. But those of you getting in touch, thank you very much. If anybody else has any questions or Star Wars-based items to send photos in, just to keep the boys happy, or any of your items that you've been busily making, we love to see your makes. This is how you message the studio, but if you're sending in a photo, please email studio@sewingquarter.com. But either way, we'd love to hear from you. And then underneath is everything that we've got on the shows today. This is your quick way to shop. I like this. I wish that they did this in shops. You know, when you see the window dressing and you want everything in the window dressing, and then you've got to search through the entire shop to try and find it. We've taken that hard work out. That's my favourite one. Oh, no, the rose one. Oh, I don't know. Can I have two choices, two favourites? Vice versa, very, very popular as well.
I'm not surprised.
Actually, I think the
it's gorgeous.
vice versa one could be quite masculine.
Yeah.
Gifts for men, we know, incredibly difficult. I'm already panicking about my husband's birthday next month. No ideas. But actually, he has a tablet.
And you could make it even firmer by putting interfacing inside, if you didn't want it to have that squashiness that wadding has.
Let's go through this then, because this is confusing for me. So, wadding and batting, same thing. Ish.
Yeah, they're both. They have a squashiness to them. I tend to think of wadding as this that I've used here, that we've got on the end there.
Okay, which is the craft wadding,
which I'm going to cut open and cut in a moment.
Okay.
Yes.
And then batting.
Batting.
For quilting, isn't it? But
yes,
you see, it's sort of.
But I don't think of it as squashy and polyester as this.
Right. So.
But I'm sure people will correct me on that.
Americans call wadding batting, and the other way. So, but this is for your craft wadding. So this is perfect for these sorts of projects. So. 1 metre by 1 metre, soft and washable. That's what I want to know. And do you know what? Is it 52 grams? 57 grams is 2 ounces. We have to give you both by law. Or we have to give you the grams by law. But otherwise it's 2 ounces. But there we go. That's your premium polyester craft wadding. So that sort of thing you could use if you're quilting, maybe like a lap quilt or something that would be suitable for that. But otherwise, have that in your stash so that when you are making bags that you want a little bit of extra cushion in. I mean, that's why it's perfect for this, because then it's going to protect the screen of your tablet and things like that. So maybe you're making a matching phone case as well, something like that. Then pop a bit of wadding. But then the interfacing you speak of.
Yes, that would be a flatter, firmer effect.
Yeah, it just makes it more rigid.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the two. Today we're using wadding because we want that soft protection that it's going to give us because we're putting something valuable in there. Awesome. So back to our vice versa here. That's what we've used here. It's 11.45 per half a metre. How much did this use of your half metre?
Let's have a look.
Oh, we're going to be precise. Okay.
Well, about 32, 33 centimetres. Plus flat placed next to it. So yes, if the selvage is here.
Yeah.
So you're about 33 centimetres.
So you're going to have a good strip. So it's just over half, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. So lots left over. So you could do a phone case, a matching phone case.
Yeah. So again, I'm taking a centimetre seam allowance and I'm going slowly on the curves. The curves on the flap aren't as extreme as that 90-degree corner.
More gentle.
Yes. But I still slow down when I'm sewing around the curves, and in that situation there I felt it was necessary to lift the foot with the needle down.
This fabric, that you can see how soft the fabric is because it's just easing through that machine so gently. So when I think of denim, I think of heavy materials that I have to change my needle for, but you don't have to with this because it's just like using a cotton, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. With heavier denim, I would use a heavier needle, and as a general rule, the heavier the fabric, the higher the number of the needle that you use.
Okay.
These are lovely.
Have we got these ones on the show, Producer Paul? Have we got the little gold, the little rose gold ones? They've snuck on. I love these. Look at this. These are your rose gold coloured 6.7 centimetres there. Oh no, 67 millimetres. There we go. That's how long these are. £5.95. Absolutely gorgeous. And if you look on the web, you'll see a matching pair of dressmaking scissors in the rose gold. Absolutely gorgeous. Because I never feel you can have enough scissors. TXGQ69 rose gold. So on trend. And just really pretty. Oh yeah, look. Oh, hello. Nice, nice. Such a delicate little pair of snips just to have.
So I've sewn the body of it right sides together.
Right.
The flap right sides together. And then I have a top tip in terms of the lining. Because I want the top edges, which will be sewn together, to match exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a centimetre. But when it gets to around here, and around here, and around here, so a centimetre I'll begin up here. This will be a lot clearer when I actually do it.
Okay, so this is the lining, so we're going to start... Oh, here we go.
So I'll start with a centimetre, I'll sew a centimetre.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to leave a portion for bagging out that's roughly the width of 4 of my fingers.
Okay.
Like that. And I'm going to take about 13 millimetre seam allowance. I haven't made a different pattern for simplicity's sake. I like to keep things nice and simple. So the actual pattern is exactly the same. The only thing we're changing is taking a slightly bigger seam allowance around here, because I find that when that goes back inside, especially when there's wadding, which is taking up volume inside there, it makes for a nicer fit.
So you're taking, there's not going to be any of that creasing that you get when it's all exactly the same. So you're taking into account the fact that the wadding's going to take up space.
It's taking up space, as is the seam allowance of the outer and the seam allowance of that. They're all taking up space inside the tablet.
But we're only changing it by 3 mil.
Yeah.
So what's that, about 1/8 of an inch?
And I've marked it on there, and you could use a set square and mark it all the way around as a guide.
Okay.
But the guide on here is so clear, I'm going to use that.
Okay, lovely.
And I'm going to use blue thread so that it shows up more clearly.
Excellent. Brilliant.
But I would colour match it if I was making it in different
you see, I don't know, you see, denim set that standard, hasn't it, of having that contrasting thread. Absolutely gorgeous. So whilst you sew that, I'm going to go and look at the fabric, because lots of you are asking to see it, because, quite frankly, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm going to choose my favourite. It's this one. We still don't know how to say it, so stitch something or another. Ochi. Is that... Do we think that's a bit Oriental in design? Is that where that name's coming from? I don't know, but look, isn't that just gorgeous? This is the most popular. Oh, good. Because I think it's absolutely stunning. It's almost, it's got a grandeur about it, hasn't it? It's really lovely. 1/2 metre is $11.45 for this. It's sophisticated up your denim, I think, this pattern. But you know what, actually, if you're buying a 1/2 metre of each of them, wouldn't that make a gorgeous quilt? You know, if you've got someone like my husband, obviously only I've got my husband, but if you had someone similar that doesn't necessarily want heavy florals everywhere, but that you want to make, you want to make a patchwork or something, then this is a lovely way to maybe introduce that into a way that is acceptable for men as well. I think, you know, all the gents in the studio, they've really liked these denims, to the extent that some of them have tried to put in an order for a shirt out of this particular fabric, which equally it would do. It's that quality material that you can do that with as well. So let's have a look at the Rosebud. This is the one that we're currently working with. Equally beautiful. I think we can all agree. Absolutely gorgeous there. 11.45 for a ½ metre. This is so soft. This is as soft as any of the other cottons that we bring to air. The real good quality ones, where the weave is nice and tight, and it's smooth and it's gentle and easy to work with. 11.45 for this. HAHN 64 from your art gallery house. Nice. There we go. This is the one that Jennifer's used for our sample, which is the vice versa. Lots of emails about this. Absolutely perfect, of course, for masculine, I think. Yeah, very much so. Now, we're also using the Sunset Nectarine as well. Really love the name, but the fabric is even better. Look at that. So you've got, we pulled this apart earlier to see. So the waft is one colour and the weft is a different colour, which is what gives you that texture. I wasn't sure if, because some fabrics, sometimes that texture is printed on. We've had one design. But this is just lovely. Look at that. You're going to be able to wash that. It's going to be absolutely fine. So this is your Nectarine Sunrise. This is your solid, smooth denim fabric, and it's £12.45 per ½ metre. Nice. Oh, the wadding's out.
Yes.
Hello. What's going on with the wadding?
So I've cut one to go either side, so the fabric's gone right sides
Did
together.
you just open up that packet?
I did.
So this is how much you're
Yes.
getting in that packet. Wow, there's loads.
Yeah, and I've cut, I've cut 2 for the body of it. I decided when I was making the sample just to go for, so it's a layer either side of the fabric right sides together.
Yeah.
And then I just went, I'm going to cut 1 for the flap, just so that it's not too bulky.
So it's going to...
And so there's a difference between the body of it, the feel of it, and the flap. So double layer for the body and single. And
so it's just giving that extra protection, having that wadding in there. You see, it's got that extra. And then you can see in here, nice and padded inside. Lovely.
And if I had the paper pattern, I would pin it, but
you did it out of card.
I did.
Yes.
So I'm quite confident to use the weight of my hand.
Okay.
And then swivel it around.
Stay there.
This has quite a lot of movement in it, not only when you're cutting it. It's an entirely different fabric to work with than the denim.
So any tips for how to work with it?
I think if you had a paper pattern, I would pin it. I'm
Right.
not, because I want to get this done. I'm still confident that I can cut an accurate one.
Okay.
And also, that movement that I described is again the reason why I've decided to sew the denim first.
Ah.
You see what I mean about it sort of obscuring where the sharp edge
Yeah.
is?
No, I see what you mean. Is this one of those things that once you've sewn it on, you can always just trim off any excessy bits?
Yes, and you may find that
Technical
it
term,
stretches
that.
a bit as well.
Yeah, it seems
it has
to,
a
doesn't
movement
it?
in it that's quite different from the denim.
Okay. Well, it's a loose sort of fibre, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't know quite how it even stays together, but you can wash it, fully washable as well. So if you get any sticky fingers on those iPad cases or tablet cases, then that's okay.
So what I don't want to do is ruin my original idea of it being nice and accurate.
Okay, right.
So I'm going to sew. Bear with me. Let's just
We've come unthreaded.
unthreaded.
So where are we going to sew?
I'm going to sew just inside the centimetre.
Ah, so it doesn't matter. It's
So
going
it won't alter the size of the cover.
I see.
And it will still be doing its job of padding.
So the original seam that you did when you could see clearly is the one that you're going to be left with, and then you're sewing within that centimetre seam allowance.
And I'll show you what I'm going to sew. I'm going to start reverse.
It doesn't want to play.
Just
Let's
need
go
to
and look at the
rethread.
material while you rethread that over here. This is the joy of live television. This happens every now and then, like it happens at home. So, which one should we look at? My favourite is that and that. Let's go with this again. Because I just noticed I put it on upside down as well. So here we go. Let's see this pattern to its full. This is lovely. If you've got like a blue and white bathroom, wouldn't that look lovely for your blind? I could see this in cushions. I could see this, I want to make so many different things with this. Quilting, yes. Producer Paul wants a shirt, tick, yes. 11.45 per half a metre. So you decide how much you want of this. This is a metre. That's what a metre looks like. So you can see that pattern repeat in there. If you want a metre, then you just put 2 in the quantity when you come to decide how much you want, and we will cut it in one continuous bit. You won't get 2 lots of half metres because that kind of defeats the object of it. Most popular and my favourite. Next most popular is the rose. Shall we, do you want me to get the rose? No, let's leave the rose on there. There we go. This is your rose here, and this is second favourite today. It's my second favourite too, I have to say. We're all agreeing the same today. 11.45, HAHN 45, 11.45 for a half metre of that. That's a lot of projects. Look at the detail on there. Absolutely beautiful. Is that printed on? Oh, hang on. There we
Yes,
go.
it is.
This is what's left. Was this just a half metre?
Yes.
So this is what's left. You've got loads left. It almost looks like a penny, doesn't it? So that is how much you've got left from this project. And that's what I said. It looks like an apron, doesn't it? Like a short one. Yeah, for short people or young people. We're designing on the hoof here. So here we go. Where are we at now?
Sewn the wadding either side of the denim, which is right sides together. And I found
does the foot ever get stuck in the wadding?
this foot's really good actually. I have found that before. I think when the feet are more pointed towards the front,
Right.
yeah, it can get into those fibres.
And if that happens, what do we do?
I would needle down, foot up, always having the needle down. Lift the foot and press it down. You can do a lot with fingertips with this.
Okay.
If you press it, and I also just realised that when I was pressing it, I'll go over it again and show you what I mean. While you were showing the fabrics. When I pressed that down, it actually makes the denim much more visible. You know, I was saying about making sure you take a centimetre seam allowance.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes a really big difference. So, feasibly, you could, if you were confident, sew them all together in one go and not do it in 2 processes like I just did.
Perfect.
So if you press, can you see I'm flattening it?
Yes.
And I can see that centimetre nice and clearly. When you allow it to sort of stick up and be fluffy, it can make that less clear.
Yes.
If you flatten it out, it solves the problem you were just saying about getting
It's finding the ways to work with these things. If you've never worked with wadding before, but you're going, yes, you know, I want that metre by metre of wadding because actually now I'm going to make all these. You've inspired me. This is exactly what I'm going to do. Then fab. Grab it, and of course other things to pop in. $3.95 for your wadding. Pop it in your basket. You only get charged for 1 P&P per day. $2.95 per day for your P&P. Perfect. Lovely. £11.45 there for your denim print. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay,
So
let's keep on
flattening
stitching.
it with firm fingers just before it gets to the foot makes a really big difference.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do reverse at the end. And then some corner clipping.
Okay.
Now, clipping the corners makes a really big difference to not only clothing, but in this situation, if you imagine that what we've got out here is going to end up in this space,
Yeah.
we don't want lots of bulk.
Okay.
Now, I found that the wadding actually makes quite a nice corner,
Okay.
but the denim, probably because this is spun and this is woven, not so much. So what we
Okay.
want to do is reduce it. This is where the ends of the, usually when I'm doing long cuts, I like to use the whole blade.
Yeah.
But these nice sharp scissors, this is one of the few situations when I'm notching or when I'm clipping corners.
Right.
And I would cut probably about 5 or 7 in this whole corner to
Okay.
reduce the bulk.
Lovely. So whilst you notch, here we go.
Notch the other corner.
Oh, whizzy at notching. Round you go. Whilst you notch, let's have a look at the vice versa fabric. We've had lots of questions about the vice versa fabric. It is £11.45 per half a metre. That's what the original one, the original case, was made out of. That's your vice versa. Sorry about that. A little technical issue there. You thought I'd sneaked out for a cup of tea, didn't you? No, I hadn't. Had a little technical issue. But whilst we were having a little technical issue, what have you been doing?
I've been reducing the bulk on this corner so that it, when we turn it right sides out,
Yeah.
it has a nice curved look to it.
Excellent.
And it doesn't look, sometimes, if you were not to reduce that down and clip the curves, it could look kind of clunky is the only word I can think of that comes to mind.
Clunky works. Let's go with clunky.
So I've not only reduced that from the original centimetre to probably about 6 millimetres.
Yeah.
I'm going to, just on around the corner, I'm leaving these. They're absolutely fine because they're straight edges.
Right. Fab.
And then I'm going to notch that a bit more. Make sure you don't go too close to the stitching.
Oh no, you don't, having stitched so beautifully.
That's right. So about 5 all the way around that corner.
Okay.
And then
Those scissors, they slip right to
really
the earth.
nice.
They're good,
Makes
aren't
all
they?
the difference, actually.
Sometimes, you know, it just absolutely pays to go for a brand that knows their stuff. Fiskars are one. They've been making scissors since the 1600s.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Named after the town in which they're based, Fiskars, and they really know their stuff.
Ready
What are you
for-
doing? Apart from making it look like a hand puppet. What's Hello.
Hello. Thumbs inside.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to just grab those corners and turn it through.
This always reminds me of trying to make a bed. And this is so much easier than trying to do that. Sometimes I've been known to climb in the duvet to try and put it in the right place. I'm so rubbish at that. But that's a lot easier.
Yes.
Oh, look at that perfect curve.
And I find rolling this between finger and thumb
Yeah, it looks like you're massaging it.
It just tends to make for a much nicer corner. Now, there's something to bear in mind when pressing this. If you press with a hot iron and the wadding is inside it,
Yeah.
and you actually use the sole plate and press down, it will flatten this out.
Oh, right, okay. Don't do that then.
It compresses it. Well,
Unless you
if
want
you
that.
wanted it to be slightly flatter, that's fine.
Okay.
But otherwise, I would just roll it and steam it.
Nice. Yes, actually, you did come in this morning and say, could I have a steam, please? And we said yes, absolutely.
And can you see how that has moved? I said there's a
Yeah,
certain amount of
yeah.
movement in that, but the accuracy of the outer layer is still there.
Perfect.
So I would
Just
just,
chop.
level that off.
And it's okay to use fabric scissors with wadding?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't see why
okay,
not.
good.
And I've put one layer
Uh-huh.
underneath the flap. Do you know what I've
yeah, no, I
forgotten?
see. What?
I haven't put the tab across, have I?
Oh, that's
So
all right.
We
Don't
can,
worry.
I can do that.
Hey, do you know what? We have got less than 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. What do we
I can do
next?
it in less than 10 minutes.
Should we? Let's finish this. Can you do it in 8? They're just raising the bar, aren't they? We see your 10 minutes, and we've got 8. So snipping round again.
Yes. You don't need as many when it's not as an
Okay.
extreme curve.
So is denim something that you like to work with? I mean,
love
this is
working with
obviously a
denim.
soft denim.
Yes, I do.
And is it something that you would? Did you dress for the show, or do you wear denim anyway?
Bit of both.
Bit of both. Nice. Nice.
Now with that, what I should have remembered
Yeah.
was to make a strap, and you could. That one I think is 2 centimeters wide, and the width, the exact width of your cover.
Yeah.
And do we make the pattern available, or
We can do.
just
I can
measurement
pop it,
suggestions?
I can pop it on my Facebook page if
Right.
anybody wants to look at Natasha McCarty, then we can photograph that and put that on my Facebook
Great.
page, and then
So
you can find it there.
I've got all the measurements of how far down that is.
Okay.
So that would have been sewn in.
Do you know what else we could do?
What?
Yesterday, on yesterday's shows, we had popper fastenings.
Oh, yeah.
You could always do a popper fastening,
You
couldn't you?
could, yes.
That would work as well.
One of the
So-
reasons I didn't put any fastenings on, because I know sometimes people like to use buttons, I was thinking about the screen and just having something that's purely fabric
yes.
and nothing that could scratch or be
Yeah,
pulled
do
off
it Jennifer's way.
if you pop that. Popper would work as well. I was just thinking about.
This is why you're the designer. I think the thing is, for me, I want to make so many other things other than just tablet bags. This is a great bag. I mean, you could make this into a lunch bag. You could make this into all sorts of different bags, couldn't you? A tote bag. It's a gorgeous all-round material that's going to be perfect. Sammy's messaging. Hello, Sammy. Oh, Sonia. Sorry, Sonia. She's loving the show. Thinking of making a skirt out of the ochi.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice. Ochi. Very nice. Oh, do. And when you do, send us in the photo, because I think that is gorgeous. And it's going to fall really nicely. You know, your traditional denim, sometimes just a bit hard. This is so soft, it's going to fall absolutely beautifully. And when you make it, Sonia, please send us in the photos. We would love to see. OCHN57 then is the details that you need, Sonia, and anybody else that's going for the ochi.
So that one, I clip the curves.
Yeah.
And then I would top stitch it
Okay.
all the way around.
So the top stitching is keeping everything in place and giving it
Yes, and
bit of
adds a
rigidity.
bit of panache
panache
as well.
We like a bit
So
of panache.
lining, we sewed slightly larger seam allowance and we left a little space for bagging out.
Right.
I'm going to reduce these down as well, just in that area there.
And again, this is all about the bulk,
Yes.
isn't it? Getting rid of that bulk.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like this a
then-
lot. Jennifer, you're coming back.
I am.
Well, I hope you come back.
I am.
Jennifer's very first show today. I think she's done a grand job. And you're going to be back at 11,
Yes.
showing us how to do bigger versions of this.
Yes.
Maybe we'll pop the...
And I'll include a strap.
Why not? Let's do that later. But lots of hints and tips. This is a lovely material to work with, whatever you choose to do with it. Now, can we show how to put this together to
Yes,
sew
we can.
so that it's fabulous?
Yes. So I like to pin things together and then work them through and make sure everything's in the right place.
I'm with you, yes.
So that you don't sew it together and go, oh, it's in the wrong place.
Yeah, that's me regularly. You've seen, haven't you?
So this flap will be sewn. Have we got time for me to actually sew it along, or should I just pin it in place and show?
We've got 2.5 minutes.
Okay. So it'll be sewn along the back.
Mm-hmm.
And just check. If you had a different outer fabric than inner, you'd want to make sure that you've got right side, like that.
Yeah.
And then that's going to go inside the lining.
This is where it always feels a bit topsy-turvy for me. That's the rosebud fabric that's gone in there, and then the outside fabric is your, what was it called? Nectarine Sunrise. Nice. And that's coming up down there for you, 12.45 per half a metre there.
And then matching your side seams, right sides together.
Uh-huh.
You would sew all the way around that top edge.
Do you open up that seam?
Yes,
so you
I
don't
do.
get bulk?
So it's nice and flat.
Is it wrong to buy a material because you like the name of it?
No.
Nectarine Sunrise. It makes me happy. It makes me think of holidays and those beautiful sunrises that you actually want to get up for.
Lovely. Right. So imagine I had sewn all the way around that top edge.
I'm imagining, yeah.
And then we have our little space
For
bagging out. Take that through there.
Hey.
You wouldn't have pins in.
No.
It would be
Please
sewn.
be careful.
I will.
So anything that you've missed, of course, you can watch again either later on the website or on YouTube. If you just search for Sewing Quarter on YouTube, then you will find all of these on there. And there you can fast forward, rewind, and have a little look. When you come to shop, of course, sewingquarter.com or on our free phone number 0800 112 4433. Jennifer, top job. Thank you very much. And there it is. Absolutely gorgeous. So, pinned, isn't that gorgeous?
The
Lovely.
top stitching and the pressing, I think, give it the finish.
And then,
like that.
There we go. You're contrasting. Absolutely beautiful. Now, you're going to be back at 11. We're going to show some more top tips, hints and techniques. Thank you so much, and well
You're welcome.
done.
Thank you.
First show. Job done. So, of course, you can get all of these really soft denims. They are all on the website. But coming up next, we've got makeup bags with quilting bits. Beautiful. See you in a bit. The Sewing Quarter is a new inspirational sewing and quilting channel here to help educate our viewers with some of the best designers in the business. We hope to bring you some exciting demonstrations with some of the top industry experts. We're part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multi-platform company who operate some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our first TV shopping channel adventure with Jewellery Maker to several successful magazines such as Simply Sewing, Radio Times, BBC Good Food and many more. We've been working incredibly hard to set up and bring you our new exciting channel, and we hope that we can help inspire you with new ideas and projects.
Here at the Sewing Quarter, we want to help you with your levels of sewing. Whether you're a novice or you've been sewing for years and years, we want this to be a fabulous learning curve for all of you. Whether it's making a little gift or making yourself a fabulous outfit, we will be working with some of the UK's biggest designers. You have to join us for that.
Don't forget, our sister brands are some of the leading brands in the industry, with Love Patchwork and Quilting being rated top modern quilt title on the market. Today's Quilter has achieved market leadership in the traditional quilt sector. And finally, Simply Sewing was launched in February 2015 after noticing a gap in the market for beginners. Combined, we reach over 150,000 readers every month. you know, there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question. Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Sewing Quarter are delighted to announce that the highly respected sewing and quilt designer Mandy Shaw of Dandelion Designs will be joining us on Saturday the 25th of February for her debut show. Mandy will be showing us her latest famous Spoolie doll, as well as a range of inspirational kits and patterns. So join us at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. on the 25th of February for a Saturday special with Mandy Shaw.
Well, welcome back. Here we are in our third hour this morning. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Sewing Quarter. We're making makeup bags. It's all about the makeup bags. Perfect as a gift, perfect in a kit to give it a gift, perfect to get and make and then gift or keep for yourself. And I think with these designs you're going to want to make and keep. Absolutely gorgeous. So whether you're going for sort of a fresh new geometric, whether you're going for your leaf designs, whether you're going for this gorgeous hair or the very cute hedgehogs. We did a poll in the office before we came to wear, and I think these two were possibly favourites, but oh, look at them. That's our range. Absolutely beautiful. But do you know what? Whichever one you're going for, the fabric is gorgeous. It's soft, it's pliable, it's just lovely to work with, and it comes in a great kit. So let me show you the kit that you're getting. This is how it comes. So if you would like to gift it, then it's a beautiful kit to give to someone as it is. So this is your quilted makeup bag sewing kit. It's from the new craft house, which are Hannah and Rosie. There. We've got the real things on the show. The real things, the real people. Sorry, Hannah. That's everything you get in the kit. Really gorgeous. Let me introduce you to one half of the new craft house. We have got Hannah this hour. Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Lovely to have you on the show. Now, we had Rosie earlier.
Yeah.
You're like the ant and deck of
Oh,
sewing.
God, don't say that.
Well, no, because you always come together. No, in a good way.
Okay. But we've separated for this, and we never do things separate, like
Is
for
it
work.
a bit strange?
It's quite nice, actually. We've been at Stitches. We've spent a lot of time together over the last few days.
She's watching in the green room.
That's true.
3 days spent together at the big trade show at the NEC. So just a moment to just do what you do best and do your sewing and just really enjoy. Do you and Rosie have similar tastes in projects, or do you differ?
We're quite similar. Because we're friends and we spend all our time together.
You've been friends since you were 12. I mean, this is a lifelong friendship. So this is going to be, isn't it?
We have pretty similar likes. I make most of the makeup bags. She does more EPP.
Right.
She knits a lot more. I do more sewing, bits and pieces. But yeah, often we buy the same fabric.
Oh, do you? Separately without knowing?
That only happened once. She was like, I treated myself to some silk. And I was like, I treated myself to some silk. We got back and we were like, oh. So we made matching dresses. Which you can't ever wear. So.
Oh, no, that's great. That's really lovely. For years and years and years, my parents used to buy each other the same Easter egg and the same cards. And just,
I did that at Christmas with my brother. He opened his and he was like, you better open that one.
But that's how it goes, isn't it? Yeah. With something like a makeup bag, it doesn't matter if it's the same.
No, not at all. And we've got 4 prints anyway, so we have different favourites, so...
Okay, all right. Now, what drew you to decide to quilt on a makeup bag?
It just gives it a little bit more, like, padding. It feels nicer. So all of our kits are designed to introduce someone to a new skill. So they're all really good for beginners. Yeah. So the makeup bag, we added the quilting. It's like really simple quilting. Just so you can try out a new skill, basically.
Nice.
And do it confidently, gain confidence in it.
So on the first hour, 8 o'clock this morning, if you missed it, then do watch again, because we learnt about English paper piecing. And that was a great kit for, like you say, for beginners.
Yeah.
No, you say it, absolutely, for a beginner to start that craft. But now, this is a great way to start quilting. It's not too daunting, is it? You're so right. I think so many people start quilting, patchwork everything together, and then go... Ugh!
Like, starting with a quilt is the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
At least do a cushion or something smaller.
And work your way up.
Yeah.
Can we have a look in that box?
Yes,
Let's see what's in here.
So when you get your kit, do you want to go through?
Yeah,
Go on.
absolutely, because it feels like Christmas every time I get one of these kits to have a look through. So the kit, first of all, the packaging, absolutely lovely. Why does that make a difference?
So, I think it's important.
Yeah, because actually this is going to sit on my shelf until I actually get around to making it.
Yeah.
You know, it might arrive and I'm, actually this week's really busy, I can't do it this week. This is going to sit in my craft room, and it's going to tempt me. It's going to be teasing me to open it. But it's really lovely, and if you're giving this as a gift, lovely. So we open it up. Oh, we even get the zip inside.
Yes, it's got everything you need.
Everything,
except from your tools, obviously, but all the materials that you need.
So thread is there. Oh, so spun polyester, so nice and sturdy.
Yeah. And easy to sew with as well.
Is it? Okay. And then, hang on, what's this?
So you've got some batting that you include in for your quilting.
There's
and it helps it stand up as well.
Do you get any left over?
You might get a little bit extra, but there's like, you can be generous with your cutting and your positioning of the pieces on it.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about like fitting the size of each side on. Nice.
You get your material. So this is all pre-cut. You don't have to worry about that. You get the exact right amount that you need.
Yeah, and it's lined as well. So the makeup bag has like a fully bagged lining inside.
Oh, lovely. Now, with the cushions earlier, the design, the printed part was from Dashwood Studios. Is that the same here?
Yeah, these ones are from Dashwood, and then our plains are from Kona.
Right.
The cotton solids.
Lovely.
So it will be nice 100% cotton.
Oh, do you know what? That's a meaty zip.
Yeah, we used... Like, lots of people use plastic zips, but we really like the metal ones. And they're actually designed for jeans, flies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're really strong. But makeup bags, you do open them, shut them so much. So actually it really helps.
Excellent. We've had a message about these already. Becky's messaging. Hello, Becky. New to sewing.
Ah, perfect project.
Seriously, how easy is this for a beginner?
So if you've not inserted a zip before, this is a really easy zip to do. You do it all flat. I'm going to show you in a bit, actually. Okay. But you don't even need a zipper foot. I don't do them with zipper foot. No. Okay. So I like to speed through them, and you get a really good result.
At the start of the year, on my Facebook page, I asked everyone to say what it was that this year they wanted to conquer, like a New Year's resolution, but what are you going to overcome this year in terms of sewing? For me, it's zips. So I'm looking forward to this. I will overcome my fear of zips. So, if you are brand new, then watch with interest, because we're going to demystify that. You also get your thread and full instructions.
Yeah, so everything you need is in there. And then you can keep it and just keep churning them out as gifts. I give them to everyone. Well, now I think I've run out of people who haven't had one. I gave one to my brother this Christmas, and he was like, "You gave me one last year." I was like, "Oh." So keep a little note.
Yeah, who you've made them for. Is that the same brother that you make jackets for and clothes for?
And that was my other brother, actually.
I see, this is it. It's good to have a big family and then lots to make for. So all of the instructions are in there, ready to go. $17.95. Now, the hedgehog, super popular, as we mystically... look, you see, this is it, okay. I think you'll notice this hour, probably the hedgehog coming up quite a lot, because producer Paul has fallen in love with the hedgehog.
It's so cute.
He is super cute. So you might see quite a lot of the hedgehog. And now we've also got that. I think the hares are my favourite. I love the hares.
My favourite's this one.
Oh, the one we're working with?
Yeah, the yellow geometric print.
I love how everybody has different favourites.
Yes, that's why it's nice to have a range of prints. Otherwise,
because this is it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a makeup bag, does it? It can be a wash bag.
Yeah.
So, like you made for your brother, if I were to make one for my brother, I would go with this. That can be a manly
that's definitely the best for guys, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Each of these are $17.95, whichever one you choose. Pop onto the website, sewingquarter.com, and pick which one you would like. Nice. Should we get making?
Yeah, let's
Are we going to make this in 1 hour?
I've got some semi-made up pieces. Okay. But we're going to go through all the stages, so we're going to cover everything that you need to do it. So let me grab one of those.
Oh, we're making this actual one?
Yeah, we'll use that one.
I was folding and being all tidy. That's a shock for everyone.
Okay. So, like, everything's in the book, so if you can't remember, like, you don't have to worry about the sizes that I'm saying. But basically, if I show you the one I've cut already. So this is the hair one, and this has like a white ivory lining.
Oh, nice.
And the darker ones with the blue zips have a slaty, foggy grey.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
So you need to cut just the same piece from your batting, 2 of them, 2 of the front, and then 2 of the lining.
Right.
And then we're going to cut out the corners.
And the pattern is all in the book, isn't it?
Everything's in there.
So you don't have to remember any measurements or anything. When you get this, everything is in there. The hair is the most popular one this hour so far.
The hair's winning.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's going to be like the tortoise and the hare. Maybe the hedgehog will overtake later.
Could be.
The hedgehog and the hare.
A new one, a new version.
Yeah. Not only do the new craft house update old crafts and bring them bang up to date, but we're also changing myths and various. Are hedgehogs endangered?
I think they are.
Oh, tortoises are endangered.
A hedgehog's not. I've never, because we grew up in Germany. You see hedgehogs everywhere, but you never.
Is that a thing?
Well, they're just They're like everywhere.
Really?
I don't know if it's a thing. Is it a thing that they're not in England?
No,
I guess they're not in London.
No, we do have hedgehogs because we were always told at school that you on bonfire night you had to check your bonfires to check the hedgehogs hadn't nested in there
when they've been made a bit earlier.
We had an enormous hole dug in our lawn when my Great Dane found a hedgehog one night.
Our dog used to pick them up as well.
Wanted to play, but obviously it balled itself up and went all prickly and he couldn't, so he just dug instead. That was fun to fill in. Now, we're using the air erasable marker here to mark this out. No, we're not, are we? Yes, we are.
Yes,
that was on the earlier show, so if you want that, go to the website, it's all on there.
Okay, so the reason I'm going so slow is because I'm trying to, in my head, figure out inches and centimetres.
Oh, what do you need?
So it's 23 by 25 centimetres. Yeah. So 23 tall.
Okay.
So just kind of do it there.
Oh, so we've given you a mat with centimetres on.
Yes, I'm trying to match them up. It'll work out
you.
fine. And just make sure it's straight.
Okay. Now, 4 different options on your fabric. They all have different codes, so make sure that you pop the right code in. Again, check out the website or give us a call, 0800 112 4433. Option 1 to go through to sales, option 2 for the help team. They are all ready and willing to help. So if you know the code, great. This is the hedgehog kit. You can see that hedgehog fabric there, which has been a big favourite here at the Sewing Quarter. $17.95, WCNH 23. Everything you need is in the kit. You've got your thread, you've got your zip, you've got your batting or wadding, whichever way around you want to call it. You've got your outside gorgeous printed fabric, and then you've got a plain on the inside. Plus, you've got your step-by-step instructions as well, which is rather fabulous. Now, this is a beginner's kit. We had a message from Becky earlier. This is a beginner's kit, so you are absolutely fine if you're a beginner or if you're not confident with zips. Don't worry, you're going to learn how to do that. All the instructions are in there. And again, this will be up on YouTube so you can watch again. So when your packet arrives and you want to sit down and do it, just check out on YouTube and it will be on there.
Yeah, you can watch it as like a tutorial as you're
Absolutely,
going.
yes.
Great.
And then you can sew along as you go. Now, what are we doing here?
So you just want to cut out your pieces. I've pinned mine, ideally you'd give this a press, and I sometimes cut out all my layers at once, at least the lining and that, just to speed it up a bit.
Yeah. You need a good pair of scissors there if you're going to go through 4 layers, don't you?
Yeah, you do. So get some good fabric scissors. And you can do the batting separately. It's really quick.
Okay.
Different makeup bags have different ways, but we tested loads of ways to get the neatest bottom corner so that the side matches up with the bottom.
Okay.
And we found it was to cut out this little square on each of the corners first.
Is that called squaring off on the corners?
That might be, I don't know. I have not heard it said like that. Maybe that would be like squaring off that way. but it could be. It can be now.
Yeah. Let's just make our own terminology here at the sewing quarter.
Yeah, so what you'll be left with is this.
Okay.
So you want to cut out these little corners, discard all of them from the lining and the batting, but then we keep 2 from the front because we're going to use those to make our zip really neat when we insert that, which is like a really handy little bit.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Okay, I'm going to return to the hair that I've prepared.
Okay.
So these are the little corners that I cut off from here.
Yeah.
And basically what you want to do is press it each side in like that, and then in half again.
So you've basically made your own binding?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little piece. Trim off the edge of your zip so that when you position that over it, it just about covers over the like metal fixed bit at the end.
Oh, right.
And then just pop 1 pin across there.
I'm going to go and grab a bag so that we can see what this is going to look like, because I'm a little bit intrigued by this. So this is going to... Is this bit on here?
Yeah. So it just helps keep it look really neat. You know when some have the zip disappear inside, but
Yeah.
it never looks quite neat enough.
So this is the detail that you're getting here. That's really nice, isn't it? So look. And that, again, is what we're doing here.
I always try and get like a full little hair on the end, or like a little hedgehog head.
Now let's see that. So there's our full hair.
It's nice when that works out like that.
Yeah. It's this small attention to detail, isn't it, that just suddenly makes it
Yeah,
work
adding
really
on
well.
the bits over the end just make it look so much neater.
Now
we
you've said it. Yeah.
And like if you wanted to add a little tab coming out as well to hang it from, you know, some wash bags have that. It's really easy to add that on at this stage.
Awesome.
So when you've got them pinned like that, just put the zipper pull in the middle, just so it's completely out of the way.
Okay.
And then, just with a regular foot, pop it under, pop the foot down, needle in, and then remove your pins.
Right.
And then just pin away. And then just gently sew across the end like that.
Okay.
You don't need to backstitch because we're going to trim it anyway, and then the ends are going to get caught later, so it'll be fine. So you just sew across each end like that.
Okay. I've never seen this technique before. This is lovely. It's that little finishing touch, isn't it, that just gives it that edge.
And be careful not to hit the metal bit or your needle will snap, and that's
don't do that.
really horrible.
Try not to do that.
Okay, and then you just want to trim off each of those ends.
So it's just then in line.
Yeah, so it's just in line like that.
So you've just encapsulated the end of the zip, basically, haven't you? And neatened it off and made it just look,
more professional.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good project for someone who's just starting out sewing to actually sew something where the finished thing looks really good. It's really easy to make it look good.
I think it's encouraging, isn't it, if you're new to sewing and you create something as gorgeous as this with a quilt effect. So some techniques that you wouldn't necessarily think as a beginner you could do, but absolutely you can with this.
Yeah.
Really lovely. I've not seen this technique before, so really excited to see that. Lovely. So, of course, the kit has everything. So you're not having to go out and source anything or go, have I got the right wadding batting? We always have the wadding batting debate. But it's all done for you. This is the hedgehog kit here that you can see on your screens at the moment. Everything comes ready for you. $17.95. You just have to cut it out and sew it and you're good to go. Even the thread that's suitable is in the kit. So WCNH 23 gets you the hedgehog. Loving the hedgehog. Hair is most popular. Is that closely followed by the hedgehog? It is indeed.
I'm going to take over by the end.
We'll see.
Okay, so we'll start quilting a piece.
Right. So your favourite was the geometric, wasn't it, that we started cutting out?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I just really like yellow. I like yellow and pink. And because there isn't a pink one, yellow wins out.
That's it.
Basically. Okay, so just pop a couple of pins in.
Right.
You've got your top, like outer bit of fabric on top of the batting.
Right.
So the batting that we use is like kind of a medium weight cotton batting.
Okay.
Just helps it stand up and gives it like luxury feel.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? It stands up nicely. Because that's, I mean, you don't want, if you're putting your cosmetics in there, the
Yeah.
price of cosmetics.
Yeah, you want them
Some of them, whew,
extortionate.
look after them. Let's keep them in here nice and safely. So that is your hair, all in there, and this lovely zip. All of them are $17.95. All you have to decide is which kit you want to make.
Okay.
Oh, Helen's new to the channel. Well, hang on. What day is it today? Wednesday. Oh, 3 weeks and a day. That's how old we are.
Oh, so young still.
Well, I know. So, you know, lovely that you found us so early on, and she's thrilled that everything is priced so well. It's what we want to do, and of course our P&P is $2.95 per day. That's another thing that I think is just
Per day?
brilliant. Per
Oh, so you
day.
can stack them up through the day.
You
and
can
then...
check out your basket as many times as you want throughout the day, and then at
Right.
midnight, $2.95 is added on for your postage.
That's great. So you don't even have to like wait. So you won't
Exactly.
forget. You won't miss out.
Forget. No, if something's selling fast, then you can check it out and not miss out. But then you can come back and shop again later with no extra P&P. What do we do?
Okay, so we're going to put the quilting on. So we just do it at a 45-degree angle. Like you can do this however you want as well.
Okay.
Because some of them I've done with straight lines, so don't feel like you're stuck to doing this bit.
Okay.
But yeah, we use the 45-degree angle on your quilting ruler. They'll all have it if you've got one of these ones. So pop that across the bottom. Dun, dun. I'm not going to draw on every line because this is the bit of the project that takes the longest actually.
Okay.
And this, yeah, so this will be removed by soapy water, so I'm going to do it on the front.
Is this the water erasable or the air? Oh, that's the air erasable. It'll just disappear over the course of an hour or so. It'll just
Well, then it's even better.
There we
Maybe
go.
by the end it'll be gone.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've used the 45-degree line and you've put that along the bottom, which then means that this line is at the 45 degrees that you need.
Yep, exactly. So I'm going to pop one going that way. Dun, dun. You just need it to be there so that you can just follow it.
Nice.
And then flip your ruler around.
Uh-huh.
So that it goes that way.
Okay.
And then...
And
pop one
all
on.
of these instructions are in the kit, so it's all easy to follow. It's all there for you.
And just continue the line up to the top. Oh, gone a bit off. Up to the top like that.
Excellent.
So if you feel like you'd prefer to have all of the lines drawn on, then you can do that. I tend to do them like 1.5 inch apart. Makes quite a nice like width of quilting, but it's completely up to you. So then we just want to stitch across them, just with a straight stitch.
Right.
So I'm going to do a couple of them.
Do you just do those first two that you've done, that cross of lines?
Yeah, so I always do the first ones that they cross.
Okay.
So do a mix, as you're going, do a mixture of ones going this way and then across, just so that you don't do them all one way, and then when you go across it can catch and pull.
Oh, okay.
So you want to be pulling the fabric in equal ways. So do a line, then turn around and come back, and then do ones going the other way. So just kind of mix it up, so you're not just going one direction. So pop your needle in, and then just going to stitch along.
Oh, the hedgehog is catching up with the God, it's like a day at the races here, isn't it? The hedgehog is catching up with the hare. $17.95 per kit. You decide which one you want. Maybe you're stocking up for Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, it's perfect for Mother's Day. My mum's had one though, not like years ago, so she's got to get something else. But
you need some new family. You need to adopt a new family
and
or
friends.
something, don't you?
Although I probably do have a lot of gift making to catch up with.
Oh, really?
Promised gifts.
Oh, the promised gift.
So it's at that point there where you don't want to be pulling it. So just hold it just really gently so that it's flat, so that you're not going to catch any as you cross over your first line of stitching.
Oh, so otherwise it would crinkle almost, wouldn't it?
It would like pull it and do a little fold, which you don't want because it'll start to look messy.
So this could be your starter. If you're looking at doing patchwork and quilting, but just don't feel brave and confident enough to actually do a quilt yet or a whole cushion, this is a great introduction.
Yeah.
And you haven't spent hours piecing together the patchwork to then...
It's quick. Like a beginner can do it in about 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah. And when you've done a few, you'll be like zooming through them.
Excellent. Because you'll have the pattern, won't you?
Yeah.
You'll have to
also,
source everything else.
Once you've got one cut like that, you can just pop it on, pin it, and then just trace around it and cut. so it gets really quick.
Okay.
So some sewing machines have a guide that comes out,
Right.
which you use for quilting, which is really handy if you want to set that to the width that you want your lines to be
Yes.
apart, or you can just line it up. To be honest, I tend to line it up with the edge of the plate here.
So use what
and
you've
then just
got,
feel it.
really.
Yeah. Or if you prefer, like I said, you can draw them all on before. And then it's just a case of keeping on going. Do one each direction, alternate between, until you've filled the whole front.
Okay. So everything is coming in the kit. Even the thread that we're using is coming in it. Do you and Rosie, do you design all of these yourselves as well?
Yeah, so we design all our kits and we manufacture them all too as well. We get everything in the UK where possible and locally. So our boxes are all made and printed in South London.
Oh, brilliant! Which is where you're both based.
Well, we're moving around constantly on the
Well,
boats.
yeah, because you're on the boats.
But we're,
Yeah.
we're always in London. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you said you have to move your boat every 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's nice because
isn't
you have
that
to
lovely? You get
explore
different
different
view.
areas, yeah, and a different view. And if you don't like your neighbour, just move on.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Perfect. Although don't have a drink too many and forget where you left your boat.
That's true.
No, don't do that.
That couldn't happen.
No, never. Now, we've done a line one way and then a line the other way. Let me show you. There we go. So we went up one way and then back down that way. And we've done that on both.
Yeah. So you're not
Lovely.
pulling it in either direction.
No, and you can just start to see it's starting to quilt up a treat.
So you just keep on doing that. Do it for the other side as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll put the zip in.
Awesome. Whilst you do your quilty bit,
Yep.
I'm going to go and have a look at the kits. Come with me and let's have a look. So that's the hair. That's the one that we're currently working on. Let's have a look at the hedgehog because he is creeping up on that hair. A treat. Here we go. Here's your hedgehog. And he's a bit of a treat. Do you know, I'm so pleased, Hannah, that you put in the nice metal zip. It makes it feel quality. It makes it feel really special. And you're so right, you know, you use the zip all the time. Open and shut, open and shut. You want that quality. Lovely. So even the zip, the thread, the material, the batting, everything is in this kit. It's all there, ready for you to go. Absolutely fab. So we've got the hedgehog, we've got the hair. Let's have a look. I feel we haven't given any time to the lovely leaves. Bright and cheerful. Aren't they gorgeous? With that teal, which we keep seeing. It's so popular this year. Really popular. Orange leaves, this is called. Everything you need again in the kit. And this time, this one comes with a more masculine sort of navy zip. So if you wanted to make this into a wash bag for those boys, then you can do that. So for the orange leaves, £17.95 again. They're all £17.95. That makes life easy, doesn't it? And then here we have the yellow geometric. This was Hannah's favourite. Very nice. Really nice. So all of the designs, all of the designed fabrics, all of these patterned fabrics are all from Dashwood Studios, I do believe. And then the plains, where were the plain ones from?
Kona? The Kona cotton solids.
Kona cotton
Yeah.
solids for your interiors for each of these. And then you get, but it's all in there. You're not having to source it. It's all coming in with the kits. So that's your cotton solid inside there. Lovely zip. I'm so pleased that that's got a nice solid metal zip in there. It makes it feel really special. So they are your 4 options. The hardest thing about today is not the project because they're beginner projects. The hardest thing about today is which one to choose. Tricky. Tricky. So far we've got a vote upstairs for the hedgehog, a vote upstairs for the hair. Cameraman Tim, which one? Hedgehog. Oh, he's going hedgehog as well. There's a lot of love for the hedgehog.
The men enjoy the hedgehog.
They did. They are enjoying the hedgehog
Unexpectedly.
today. Now, did you just do all of that while I was over there?
Yeah, but I speeded through it.
Hey, speedy sewing.
So it's about like 10 minutes per side.
Okay.
So it's pretty quick anyway.
Zip.
Yeah. You can go a bit slower if you want to
So you can do it if you are a beginner and you're nervous about judging that width. Just draw it out.
Yeah. And now the lines have...
They've gone.
They've gone, yeah.
Pretty
so
much.
Pretty handy.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so that's one side.
Yeah.
Have we got to do the other one?
I can leave the other side. I'll do the sewing in of the zip, and then if we've got time, I'll go back and do it. I'll do one side of the zip first.
Okay.
Because we kind of work with one side at a time.
Oh, okay. And is that how
it.
the instructions show it? Like, this is how you do one side and then do exactly the same to the other side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally we do the quilting first and then put the zip in at the end.
Okay.
But just so I can show you. So you want to get your piece that way up with the corners that are cut out down the bottom and lay your zip. I always put the zip pull in the middle.
Why?
Just so that I can do half of it and then readjust it down to that side and then keep going.
Oh,
because
okay.
I like to do it with because it's beginner as well without a zipper foot. So it makes it easier.
Because not everyone's starting out. If you've got just a bog standard sewing machine, absolutely you can do this project. Not everybody has a zipper foot.
No.
I didn't for years and years and years.
I didn't, and then even when I got one, I didn't want to use it.
Because you'd got so used to doing it the other way?
Well, I was just like intimidated by it. I was scared of using it. So I used to avoid zips for like ages. Everything was elastic.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to pop it face down. So face down on your quilted outside fabric.
Okay. So right sides to right sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Easier way to put it. And then pop your lining over the top.
Is there a right side with the lining?
No.
Or is it
it's
just,
exactly the
it's
same.
universal? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter?
And because the pattern's symmetrical, you can flip it over.
Thank you for making that easy. You know, because otherwise that's another thing, isn't it, that you're having to worry about. Because is the lining round the right way, back to front, upside down? It doesn't matter.
And then just pop a couple of pins in. Because this is the worst bit. Like sewing in a zip and then realising you've put it facing that wrong way. It's like,
But
we have to unpick it all. So I always just check by opening that up like that. And then you can see the zip's going to be on that side.
And the gubbins sandwiched within the lining and the outside. That's a technical term that I'm
gubbins.
coining. Yeah.
Works for anything.
Yeah, no, it does, absolutely. Perfect. So where do we sew?
So we're going to start at this end and just stitch down as close to the edge of the zip as possible.
Okay.
So just pop your foot up against there and go slowly. And because here is where the zipper pull is, the easiest way with a regular zipper foot is to backstitch a tiny little bit, open it up, pull the zip back down to the bit you've already sewn, and then continue to the other end.
Why do you backstitch a tiny bit?
Just because you might loosen off the thread a bit and you don't want any of it to unravel.
So it just gives that extra security.
Yeah, you don't want, because this is the bit that's going to be pulled on, so you want it to be secure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the instructions in the kit. I love, though, that we can actually see it because it brings the instructions to life, doesn't it? So you might watch the show, then get your kit and go, do you know what, I feel confident enough to just go with those instructions. But if not, just watch us again. It's going to be on YouTube. And if you've got any questions, of course, as well, if you're looking at this going, well, can you just show me that again or whatever, then go on the website, www.sewingquartet.com, and then you can watch us live, and then underneath is how you can message us. Or, if you want to send us any photos or anything like that, email us, studio@sewingquartet.com. Nice.
So,
let's sew.
So, don't have to change our foot.
And so we're going with a normal foot.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
So, you can feel, you want to make sure that you can stitch beyond the edge of the zipper. So just pop it in.
Well, you then sort of start your flow, don't you? Sort of off it.
Yeah, and then it kind of gets in. Where's backstitch? So I'm just going to backstitch slightly on that one. And then normally your foot will kind of just drop into where it wants to go, like that. It's just gone right up against it.
Okay.
And then just pop out your...
Which is kind of what a zipper foot would do. So if you want to use your zipper foot, then do.
Yeah.
I like the fact, though, this is a project where you don't have to have those extra bits and pieces. If you are a beginner, then this is the perfect kit for you. This is the perfect kit. Maybe this is the first zip that you will ever have done. Absolutely fine. Or if you're a pro, doesn't matter. Zip away. You'll have it done in seconds.
You'll be done by now. So look, I've just pulled that back down to the start, and then can just pop it back in, and I'm going to backstitch again just to make sure it's secure.
Okay.
Needle it in.
Do you put that needle down by hand to make sure it's exactly where you left it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you've got a nice... Some machines don't have it. where you can just pop your needle down position.
Yes.
It's like quite a luxury.
Nice.
And then just stitch down to the edge. It's about a 1 centimetre seam allowance at this point, and the whole kit's sewn up with a 1 centimetre.
Okay.
And
so this is the hare kit, which is still in the lead, closely followed by the hedgehog.
Oh, the animals are winning.
Yeah, do you know what? Animals are always so popular. We are a nation of animal lovers, aren't we? Absolutely. And so then you've got the lovely orange leaves, and then the geometric. They're all the same size. They're all in kit form. They're all $17.95. We're making life easy today, aren't we? Not only are the kits all done for you, so that all the fabric is sourced, the batting is sourced, the thread is sourced, everything that you need is there, ready to go. All you just need to add is your scissors, your time, and some form of sewing machine.
Yep.
You could even hand sew this if you wanted, I guess.
Yeah, you could be a lot slower. You could definitely hand quilt it.
Oh, yeah.
And like some people insert zips by hand, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm a speed sewer, so I'm all about the machine. So yeah, that's what it will look like when it's in.
Look at that. So that's one side of it.
And the other thing that's nice about using a regular zipper foot is that, and you can do this on a zipper foot, is you get more of the zip because it's quite like a feature zip with the gold teeth.
Yeah.
It just makes it look a bit nicer, especially on the dark blue ones where it's like bold.
And I really like the colour, the sort of taupey colour that it is on there as well, and that with the patterned as opposed to the animal designs, you've got navy in there.
Yeah.
So it can be, if you want to gift to a man, you can easily
Definitely,
do that. Yeah. Nice. And that's everything that you get in the kit there. Thank you to Jackie and Belinda. Thank you for getting in touch. Penny as well. She's been in touch. Hazel's been in touch. Thank you for all your emails. Really lovely to hear from you. Now then.
Continues.
What do we do next?
So the next step is, so you know when you've got a makeup bag or something with zip and every time you open it, the lining's like getting caught in it and you're tugging it. So we're just going to put...
so annoying.
It's so annoying. And then you end up ripping a hole in it, just in the lining.
Just in the force, because by that stage you're really cross and you just want to get in
yanking it. So we're just going to pop a small line of stitching just along there, going through all layers, which will stop it from flapping up and getting caught in the zip.
So that's just a layer of sort of top stitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And go as like a couple of mil away from the edge, but as close as you feel comfortable. Because you are going to see this, and it's in white thread, so you want it to be like quite neat. Yeah,
isn't that contrasting thread? But of course that thread is going really beautifully with the lining as well, and highlighting the hair pattern on there as well. So it's... and also, it's just a really handy coloured thread to just have in your stash afterwards, because you're not going to use up the whole reel of thread.
No, not at all. So you just basically go along like that. You don't need to backstitch this because we're going to go across it all in a minute.
Okay.
And then it'll just be a little line of stitches like that.
And that keeps everything under control.
Yeah, exactly.
We like.
So, how are we for... do we have time to do the other one?
What have we got? 20 minutes left. What can we do in 20 minutes?
I will do the other side.
Go on then.
No, but without quilting.
Okay, all right.
So that then I'll get it finished and you can see the last step. Because that's quite a handy one to see as well.
Excellent.
So the batting has like a slightly smoother side, and pop that one up.
Right. Why do you want to pop the smoother side up?
Just so it's like a tiny bit softer when you feel it. So exactly the same. So now your zip's attached to this, but just treat it identical to you did the first one. And pop that in the middle again.
And right sides together.
Yeah. And then this one, you can make sure that the sides of the fabric are lining up.
Okay.
And then...
I am grateful to you for giving us a plain coloured lining that doesn't matter which way round it goes.
Yeah. And
that makes me happy.
Oh, another thing to remember is when you're cutting out your main pieces for the outside, like the hedgehogs and the hares both have a direction.
Ah, yes.
So make sure you pop it on that way.
Yeah,
so they're jumping across
so
and not up and down.
Australian hares or okay.
Exactly, yeah. So exactly the same. And then pop it under.
think I could do this. I think we've cracked zips today.
Anyone who can use a sewing machine, or even if they've just started, can do this one.
It's basically just stitching in a straight line.
Yeah.
It's just the combination, isn't it, of getting it, and I think that's what I sometimes struggle with, is getting the combination right of which layer goes where. But because you get all the written instructions, I think this will demystify. I think this is an absolutely perfect beginner's project. So if this is your first zip, don't worry. If you're a seasoned zipper, then that's good too.
And you'll be a pro.
Yeah, you'll be zipping through these in no time, won't you? Awesome.
So just right to the end. Because the last stages of this, like, are when it like suddenly starts to appear as a really nice makeup bag. And looks really
So is this
neat.
your... Which one do you have for your own makeup bag?
The yellow.
Oh, the yellow.
Yeah.
You went with yellow, which is the which is this one.
Yeah.
Here. Right, let's have the details for that. There we go. This is the one we started cutting earlier. There we go. Oh, and it's pinned. Right, there we go. Geometric. I'll hold it like that instead. This is your geometric. All the kit's $17.95 today. WNNH 36 is your item code for that. Everything you need in the kit, even the thread, the batting, the zip, beautiful zips. I never thought I'd be this excited about a zip, but actually a really lovely zip. Like you say, it is kind of it's a feature.
Yeah. And it makes it feel a bit heavier, which is always quite nice on something like this.
And it's that thing, isn't it, that makes it feel like real quality.
Yeah.
And that's the lovely thing. So when you're working with beautiful quality cottons, which we are here, is this going to be able to be washed?
Yep, you can just chuck it in the wash. And then if your lining gets a bit dirty, you can just chuck it in.
Nice. Nice. Oh, I love it. Just it's such a beautiful soft fabric as well.
Really
so it
nice
doesn't
cotton.
just have to be a makeup bag. You could have this as a pencil case.
Yeah.
You could, I've got
You can
Pens and
scale
pencils.
it up to make a bigger one later if you want to. Because once you've learnt the process of like assembling it, and the kit makes it really easy to learn, then you can just make loads of stuff like bigger wash bags, little skinny pencil cases, everything.
Perfect.
But
the key is to get this kit which takes you step by step through. Then you have the instructions, you have everything that you need to get going. This is looking promising.
Okay, so you'll get to that stage.
Yeah. Obviously you will have
It's
quilted
all
both
flat.
sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine this one's
We're imagining.
done.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
And then pop your zip just in the middle, because later to turn it the right way around we need it in the middle. So it's quite a good point to just make sure you've done that. Otherwise you'll
Come on,
get
how many
stuck.
times have you done that?
Like a few. It's when you're sewing late at night and you make stupid mistakes. And then you're like, oh, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, that is the time, isn't it? That's when you know.
So we're going to put it like that. So the right sides of those are together and the two lining rights. I know it doesn't have a right side, but the two right sides are together like that.
Does this mean then, because we've left the zip open, that you can sew all the way around and you don't have to leave a gap for bagging out?
We do have to leave a gap, and we also got to do something different on the corners, but yeah, almost. I'll show you.
Do you know what? I'm just going to let you do it and show me. That would be easier. Okay.
So you're going to stitch across the bottom.
Right. What sort of seam allowance are we
Back
using here?
So 1 centimetre.
Right. And just across that bottom?
Yeah, just across the bottom.
So forward and back to hold it?
To secure it, yeah, at that point. And then we're going to sew all the way from this corner, all the way down across this bit where they all join, and then all the way down the lining.
Do you have to do anything special when you get to that bit?
So this is where your seam allowance is really important, because you don't want to catch this bit.
Right.
You want to leave that so that at the end that's the bit that kind of pokes up and makes it all look
and
neat.
looks all professional, yeah.
But you do want to go near it. So if it feels quite a little bit off with your seam allowance, then just stop just before it, check where it is, and then just make sure you miss it.
Would you pin it or not really?
You don't really need to, because the layers they're all attached by the zip bit in the middle, so they're not going anywhere.
All right. If you've just joined us, welcome. We've got Hannah here from the new craft house. We had Rosie, because you come as a pair.
Yeah,
really,
basically.
because this is your company, this is your childhood friends, and this is your company and your designs. This is what you two have brought. You've brought us 2 different kits today. Earlier on, we had an English paper piecing beginner's cushion kit, lovely. This hour, we've got this beautiful makeup bag kit. 4 different designs, each $17.95. Everything that you need within the kit. You just add time and a pair of scissors.
Yep.
Job done.
That's all you need. So that one's stitched across, and then you kind of go all the way. You go down the other side as well. I'll do it, because I think
We've got time. Yeah.
And then we can do.
If you are a beginner, of course, take your time. You don't have to rush this. You don't have just an hour. We have an hour today, but you've got plenty of time. And that's the beautiful thing, isn't it? You can go as slowly as your confidence dictates.
Because you don't want to do, like, you want it to be something really nice at the end that you're, like, proud of. This is the thing.
Well, I think because you've put in those little finishing touches of covering the end of the zip and things like that, it's going to be fabulous when it's done.
Yeah, it looks really professional. It's one of those things that you make and everyone's like, oh, where did you get that? And then when you say you made it, they're actually genuinely surprised.
Yeah, and then
they're not, like, feigning it. Yeah, and then they're like, oh, could you make me one?
That's when you know, isn't it? It's when the orders start coming in for, could you just make me one? That's when you know. Okay.
So we've got the two long sides done, the bottom side of the bit that's quilted, and then for the lining, we're just going to stitch a tiny bit here and a tiny bit there. And then that's what we're going to use to turn it out.
Your bag out a bit. Okay.
And we need to do the little bit on each corner so that there's some stability there and a seam so that we can match up when we close the corners.
Oh.
So it's just a tiny little bit. It's
nice. Is that important then to go forwards and back on those little bits then, just to make sure it's not going to gap?
Yeah, you don't want it to come loose because you'll get little holes in your lining. You know when you lose stuff, you like start losing bits down there.
Well, especially if you're like me, and you know, if you go to the gym or anything like that, in your makeup bag, I often have £1 for the locker, or something like that.
I'm not a gym. You can tell, can't you? I'm like,
locker, really? Lockers? Yeah. So, and then, but if you've got a hole in then you lose it.
Yeah,
which is annoying.
We have to dig it out. Yeah. Not with this one though. When you've sewn it.
Okay. What are we doing now?
Okay. So let me show you that again. So.
Come into the middle and show us this. Okay, because I feel this is important.
Yeah, this is the bit that actually makes it end up really neat.
Okay.
So, like, spend a bit of time on this and use some pins as well. So you want to open out your two layers like that. And then this is the point where you can make sure that seam there is lined up with that one. Yeah, pop a pin in when you've got that seam matched up. Okay. You only need one because it's only a tiny little bit. Right. And then just stitch across, back stitch at the start and end so it doesn't come loose. Okay.
And you opened out those seams as well, so it's less clumpy.
Yeah, just to reduce some bulk. And you can trim them down as well.
Okay. Hey, nice. Everything you need is in the kit. You know, it's not one of those things where you get a kit and you're really excited to start, and then you start and
yeah, you're missing a piece. And you're like,
oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Or you don't quite have enough of the wadding or something. Yeah. None of that, because everything is in the kit, which is the joy of kits. They save us time, they save us money, they save us energy, and it means that we can get on doing the thing that we love, and that's or the geometric. Then you don't necessarily need a ½ metre. As lovely as it is to have that extra fabric, this is saving any waste because what you need is in there. So $17.95, maybe you're gifting it to a beginner. Maybe this is something that you're going to sit down with your teenage granddaughter and go, I'm going to teach you to sew. And they roll their eyes. And they go, no, a makeup bag. Oh.
Like, my Nana taught me how to sew.
Did she?
Yeah, and she was always buying me like stuff. She subscribed me to like all the quilting magazines.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous.
So I used to get them come through. And it's like a perfect gift for someone who's just starting out.
Well, then you get the inspiration. So did you used to spend much time with her doing all this sort of thing?
Well, I lived in, like, when I was a child, I always lived abroad.
Right.
But we did used to see her a lot. And then when I moved back to uni, and she used to WhatsApp me, like, if I was ever out buying fabric.
Hang on. Your nan used to WhatsApp you. She's a groovy gran.
Yeah, she was great. Amazing. I always wish I'd learned more from her.
Oh, me too.
You know, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pass on all the knowledge, because she's an amazing quilter. Okay, so when you've done your corners, it'll look up like that.
Okay.
Bit weird.
That helps it stand up, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Having these corners like this.
It does.
The hair is still in the lead.
Is it?
Yeah.
No hedgehogs gained on it. Maybe it's because I've got the hair right here, and it's about to come to life. So this is when you need the zip to be undone, because otherwise you get to this point and you're like, ugh. And then you've got to try and, like, really hard to open it. So you just want to turn it all the way around. Mm-hmm. And then just open that a bit more. And then the right way around.
Yeah, you see, that's where I get discombobulated. Because I'm so pleased. And I would watch this show again, make sure that I've got it absolutely right, but also the instructions are there. So you've always got the instructions as well.
Yeah.
Great step-by-step instructions. So whichever way you learn, everyone learns differently. Wherever way you learn, you're sorted. Nice.
So this is the bit when you, like, pop out the corners, and it just looks really neat. And it helps it go like square across the top.
Nice.
And then, because we did the corners like that...
Yeah, let's show this.
They're like nice and lined up.
So you know how we lined up those seams when we did the corners? It's so that that happens. Seamless. The worst joke ever. No, sorry.
How many times do you use that regular?
No, it wasn't
first time
actually.
ever.
No, however, it
Now
might
it's
now
okay.
become a thing. That is awesome. Do you know what? Actually, I like it quilted. So that's your quilted. But if you don't feel confident to quilt, it also looks lovely like that.
Yeah, and that makes it a lot quicker. Then you can be really
churning
lazy.
these
like
out.
around Christmas when you do the quilt the first few, and then you're like, nah, I'm gonna give up with that.
So the option is yours, but the fabric makes this. It's just absolutely beautiful. I really do love this fabric. 100% cotton, it's soft to touch, it's easy to work with because it's a good quality cotton. And then on top of that, you've got that lovely zip. And again, that's screaming quality to me, having that lovely metal zip. Like you say, it just means that it's easy to open and shut. And because you top stitched along there as well, that zip doesn't get trapped. It's an easy glide to open and shut it for all your makeup or pencil cases or anything. Lots of beginners getting involved. Now, I'm very aware that we have a hole in the bottom. What do we have to do with that?
Don't forget to shut that up.
Okay.
So just pull it out a tiny little bit like that, and then tuck it in. You can press this if you want, but it is in the bottom of your bag, and by this point you just want to get it finished. No. You can't iron on the boat, so you get really used to it.
I love this excuse. I'm going to go and live on a boat. Sorry, I can't iron. I live on a boat. Yeah, no, this is sounding like my kind of place to live.
It's the forever excuse. But at work we could iron off, like...
I have an iron here if you'd like to, just, you know, for the thrill. Do you want to?
Go on then. I've left one corner open as well. Wait, let me shut that corner because I'm going to be exposed.
Ooh. Hey.
Take a second.
I'm looking like I'm a keen ironer. Do you know what? Ed, I don't iron at home.
You know, my dad actually bought me an iron that you put on the stove, on the wood burner.
Oh, really?
But I've never used, like, you have
That's
to pop
like
it down
old
and then...
school ironing. Did he get it from an antique shop?
I think a charity. He said he went in one charity shop and there were like 5 of them. And he was like, oh, they're obviously going out of fashion.
What you mean since that newfangled electricity came in?
So basically just turn it over and then press it on.
So we're doing kits here to make your makeup bag. There you go. So we're very near the end of the kit, but of course you can take your time now. Oh, okay.
So just pop a pin in, yeah.
So because you could slip stitch this if you wanted to, but we're going straight in with the machine.
Oh yeah, we're going to machine it because it's completely hidden.
Yes.
Like, I actually quite like slip stitching stuff because if you can see it, I think it's worthwhile doing.
But today,
machine it through.
Machine it. Hey, this is great. I mean, we have basically made this in an hour.
Yeah, you can make them, like, even a beginner within 2 hours, you'll be absolutely fine.
I think sometimes what puts people off sewing is that they think it's going to take forever. And they're not going to love what they've made at the end of it. But this just shows that's so wrong. This is absolutely a perfect beginner in an hour, 2 hours, and you've made something that you can keep, something you can be proud of, something that you can use day in, day out, something that you can do with the grandkids during half term or your kids. You know, you can get a couple of these and make them. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's the, because when you know when you're at school and you're sewing and you make stuff and you just don't want it. Like, you get home and you're like, eh.
Well, you don't have the choice of fabrics and things, do you, there? It's enforced fabric.
So we try and make things and design things that people actually use. And want to have at the end of doing it.
Well, I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous.
One more thread.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Done.
So, if you want to quilt it, then the finished item will look like that. So a great way, if this is the first thing you've ever quilted, this could be the first thing you've ever quilted. Yeah. But if you then just want to make it without, it looks like that. Or do both. Do like one like that, one like that. But it stands up, and because you've got that batting in there, it's got that structure. There's nothing else in there at the moment. I haven't put my makeup in it yet.
And it can hold quite a lot as well, because the corners we cut out are quite deep. We had a big debate over, like, how big should it be? How deep should it be?
Did you and Rosie get all your makeup out and go, well, I've got this much makeup?
I hardly have any. Rosie's got a lot more than me.
Oh, really?
She's like, yeah, she enjoys it a lot more. Whereas I'm just like, put on whatever, leave the house.
Done, done. So this is the perfect size?
Yeah, because it can hold, you know when you can't get everything in? It's just really annoying. Like, you can't get like the foundation bottle at the end. You just can't fit it in. My one in right now.
But that's the bit you need, is the foundation.
That should be in there.
Yes.
You can get everything in there.
And when your foundation leaks, as invariably they do, because the lid comes off and it leaks, then pop it through the wash. Job done. Easy.
Sorted, yeah.
And you can do that. 30-degree wash.
Yeah.
Through it goes. So 4 options for you. This is the hair. So AUNH 57 1795. Nice. And if you would like to go for the hedgehog or the geometric or the leaves, they are your choice. There we go. That's all of your different options. Every kit has the same in it. It has the beautiful patterned fabric, and then it has a plain lining. You also get the batting, and you also get the thread and the zip. Everything you need. And, of course, your step-by-step instructions. Everything in there, so this is a perfect beginner's kit. WNNH 36 gets you the yellow geometric, which is Hannah's favourite. Yes. Leaves. We haven't really mentioned the leaves that much.
The leaves is the boldest one.
It is, isn't it? You're not going to lose that, are you?
No.
You know when you're rummaging around the house going, where did I put my makeup bag?
It, like, glowing.
It's there. There it is, $17.95. It's a nice cheery design though, I like it.
Yeah.
Very vibrant. WRNH28 for the orange leaves makeup bag, all from the new Craft House. And then the hedgehog. All the boys here have loved the hedgehog.
It's a man pleaser, the little cute little hedgehog.
A man pleaser, yes.
Well, apparently here it is, anyway.
Here, yeah. From our demographic of the studio, then absolutely. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to see you and so lovely to have you here with such fabulous kits. Now, you said that you've got 9 kits that you and Rosie put together so far.
So hopefully we'll be back with some of the others.
Yeah, we want to see more.
Yeah.
So English paper piecing from 8 o'clock, again, was the new Craft House. And then now your makeup bag as well. I love the fact that you made the makeup bag but don't really have much makeup. And Rosie did the English paper piecing earlier.
Maybe I need more.
Yeah, whatever works. Okay, join us because we still have an hour live left to go today, but you can go and relax and have a cup of tea. Well done. Thank you so much. We've got Jennifer Mills coming up with some more of that gorgeous denim. See you very, very shortly. Thank you so much. See you in a moment. Bye-bye. Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order. Or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.
Join us this weekend where we'll be featuring classic pre-cuts from the Kaffe Fassett Collective at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Here at the Sewing Quarter, we sell fabric in all sorts of different sizes. Some will be pre-cut, but others will be specifically cut to your order. The most common measurement you'll hear us talk about here at the Sewing Quarter is your fat quarter. So the fat quarter is 22 inches across and 20 inches there. Now that's 55 centimetres by 50 centimetres approximately there. Now fat quarters will often be sold in bundles for you, and they come looking beautiful, all lovely and folded, and it's great for storage because it doesn't look as though you've got as much fabric as you're actually getting. Lots of people prefer fat quarters to long quarters because you can cut larger pieces from your fat quarter. So this is a long quarter, and your long quarter is cut across the bolt, so it's edge to edge acrossways. That is your salvage edge to edge. So we're looking at 110 centimetres across. For those of you that like your inches, that's 44 inches, and it's 25 centimetres deep, so that's what, 10 inches. So if you're looking at cutting your 2.5 inch strips, that's absolutely perfect. You'll get 4 of those out of a long quarter. So you can clearly see the difference between a fat quarter and the long quarter. So this is your 1/2 metre. So the ½ metre is salvage to salvage, so that's 110 centimetres or 44 inches, and then it's your ½ metre in width there. So that's going to be 50 centimetres or your 20 inches there. Now this is double a fat quarter, so if you have a fat quarter it's going to be half this, and it would just be cut down the middle there, and that would give you 2 fat quarters. It's getting bigger now. We're on to your metre. Here we go. So this is your metre of fabric. So again, edge to edge, crossways, that is your salvage. So that's 110 centimetres or 44 inches. And then this length here, that's your metre or 40 inches. But of course, here at the Sewing Quarter, we cut your fabric from ½ metre increments, so you can buy as much as you like. Check out our website for more details. Hey, welcome back to the Sewing Quarter. This is our last live hour for today. Now, we brought you in hour 2, so that's 9 o'clock. We brought you some beautiful denim fabrics, but they're soft, they're light denims. You can make shirts out of these, you can make dresses out of these, you can make cushions, quilts, anything you like out of these. This is a lightweight, beautiful cotton denim. Now, today we've got, for this hour, we've got more of those beautiful light denims, but we've also got a thicker one for you, which is here, and it's really rather lovely. This is more the kind of denim that you would expect to find when you think denim. It's rich, it's opulent, and it is sturdy. So this one is coming up later. This is your Scarlet Brick Solid Textured Denim fabric. Again, all of these are by Art Gallery and all available by the ½ metre. So £10.95 gets you a ½ metre of this, and it is gorgeous. Look at the texture on there. This is one that you see and you just have to touch because it's really lovely. We're going to be having a go with that in just one moment. But we've got 3 different pattern denims for you, which are the light, soft ones, and then we've got this sturdy red one here. So join us for this hour. We've got a brand new guest back again. So Jennifer Mills is in the studio with us, and this hour we're making, instead of the tablet bag that we made earlier, we're making a laptop case. So here's the thing. If you've invested money in all your technology, keep them safe, keep them padded, keep them protected, and that's why we're making these for you. So a perfect gift. If you've got another half that's into his technology, then great for that. And these denims, I think, are brilliant fabrics for those masculine gifts. But also, you know, all you'd need to do is a contrasting thread across there and something pretty in pink, and it's very feminine too. So a very, very useful cotton to have in your stash. So TNHN75 is for this, and we're going to take this over here and meet our guest, Jennifer. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great, thank you.
Not too traumatised from your first hour?
Not at all, no.
Back and ready to go.
There's a strap on this
Yay! Excellent. Now, earlier on you showed us how to do a smaller version of this.
Yes.
Excellent. So what are we going to do this hour with this one?
Well, it's a similar process.
Okay.
It's a scaled up version with the band that goes across that the flap can go underneath. Mm-hmm. So some of the techniques will inevitably be repeated from earlier, but hopefully that's a useful thing.
That's how you learn, though, isn't it? It's having that ingrained.
Yeah, and I'll try and cover some other things as well. I've cut one out of the lovely diamond denim. I made the sample out of this, which I think is beautiful.
Do you know, when you first glance at it, I thought it was stitched on. I thought the pattern was stitched on, but it's not. It's actually well printed, I guess.
It is. It looks like running stitches, but it also makes me think of tree bark as well, the pattern.
Yeah. It's called casted loops, or casted loops, depending on which part of the country you're from. And lined.
Yes.
There we go. Beautifully lined. So many of you going crazy for the denims today.
Good.
First time we've bought denims to wear.
Ah.
Yeah, and I think really, really lovely. There's no reason. This is the same weight as the denims that we had on the earlier show. So maybe if you're a patchworker and you're thinking, oh, of course, a denim throw. You know, that's exactly what I want to make, a great big denim quilt, then go for it. You can mix and match these in with the earlier fabrics as well. They're the same weight. The only fabric that is a different weight is the red that we've got on this hour, and that's a much heavier weight. but it's a bit special.
It's gorgeous, and that would make an even firmer cover in this instance.
So if you were going to make... If you were going to make this into like a more usable bag, so like if you were to do a strap and stuff, would you go with the heavier fabric for that?
Yeah.
So then it can be outside. It's more durable in terms of that. But this is nice just to have in the house, around the place. If you're travelling, pop it in your bag, and it's better protected.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hand warmer. Okay, where do we go? What are we doing?
Well, with the tablet cover, I added a centimetre ease, but tablets are usually thinner than laptops as a general rule. So trying out different sizes, I've gone for the same sort of principle when I've made the pattern. I've drawn round the laptop, and then I've added 1.5 centimetres ease, which is the room between the thing.
Yeah.
And it's usually used in pattern cutting and garment construction.
Which is your background, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So think of it as the room, the space between the laptop and the bag. If they were the same size, it would be too tight and it might force the stitches and it wouldn't be very user-friendly.
Okay.
But if there's a difference between the thing that's going in and the thing it's going into, then it makes for better fit.
So with your dressmaking, it's the difference between a top being absolutely skin tight so you can't breathe or eat anything.
Absolutely.
And actually being a top that's comfortable.
Absolutely.
That you want to
That's
wear.
exactly what it is.
Okay. So
I've added 1.5 centimetres all the way around. Imagine the laptop's on the paper.
Yeah.
Drawn round it, then added 1.5 centimetres. And then seam allowances always come at the end with me. With pattern cutting, you generally learn it's about the fit, and then you add the seam allowances at the end. So I've added 1 centimetre seam allowance all the way around. I've curved the bottom corners, and I've made a flap similar to the tablet cover that isn't the width. It isn't exactly the same width, because can you see how that kind of wants to fold itself
yes.
to give the depth?
Yeah.
If that flap went right to the edge, it doesn't fold as nicely. So
Okay.
I've stopped short by 1 centimetre.
Let me show you that from here. So if you can see across there, that's your inside, and then this is the over. So it doesn't go right the way over to that edge. It just sits comfortably within that corner. Nice, very nice.
So we've got, and I've cut it out of the lovely diamond fabric.
Oh, we haven't looked at the diamond yet. Can I unravel this a little bit?
Yeah.
This is your diamond.
And I've placed them down the centre. And that's the useful thing. I had card pattern earlier, but with paper, one of the really useful things about it, especially this weight, is that you can see the pattern through.
Yes.
So I've placed it so that there's a diamond right down that centre.
Nice. Very nice. And so with this fabric, that's the feature, isn't it? It's having that diamond. You've got different diamonds to choose from as well. So you've got that lovely floral diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Really lovely. I mean, what's that? What's that pattern that you get on golf jumpers?
Oh, Argyle.
It's almost that, but in denim, isn't it?
Yeah, very similar.
I like it a lot. $11.45 per half a metre. So when you go onto the website to order, if you want a metre, you put 2 in the quantity, and that gets you a metre, and that will all be cut in one continuous length. OXHN17. Now, of course, because you don't have to make a laptop cover with this, you could be making cushions, blinds, home furnishings.
Dresses, shirts.
Dressings, shirts, yeah, of course. Anything that you like with this, it's going to work an absolute
That would
treat.
make a fabulous shirt.
Well, oh, yes.
It's just
I
so
like this
lovely.
because you're a dressmaker as well. You see these things. Could you imagine that in a shirt, chaps? And ladies. I'd do that with bright pink stitching.
Nice.
When I learn how to make a shirt. We need to have you back making shirts as well. Okay, so where do we go from here?
Well, I've cut a front and a back, 2 layers of wadding, and a strap to go across the front. I've used the lining fabric, so I've cut 2.
Okay, so it's going to contrast.
2 in the blue for the lining,
Right.
2 flaps,
Right.
and 1 piece of wadding, because I want the flap to be less squashy.
So this is kind of where we got to at the end of the last hour, isn't it? So it's sort of a continuation. So because this is a sort of scaled up version of the tablet cover that we did earlier, then we can now go into all that fine detail.
Yes,
excellent.
indeed.
Okay.
Including the bit that was missing.
Which only you knew about.
Oh. So 7 centimetres down from the raw edge at the top. I'm going to pin that in place. In fact, I'm going to sew it on without the wadding. I'm going to take the wadding out of the equation like that.
Okay.
Because it's in the way.
Well, there you go.
Bit.
Would you do this? You know, earlier you sewed the 2 outside denims together first.
I did.
And then you sewed the wadding within that seam allowance.
I did. And
Are you going to sew this on to be within the seam allowance?
I'm going to do it differently because in the break I had another idea. Because as
I
with
love this.
many sewing techniques, and that's the wonderful thing about working with different creative people.
Yeah.
Different people do things different ways, and it's fascinating.
There's not a right or a wrong way, is there? And this is a very usable, soft denim, so you can change your mind. It's all right to do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to try a different technique. So I'm measuring down 7 centimetres.
And that's just a distance that you found meant you could tuck that?
Yes. And I've marked that on the pattern as well.
Okay.
I made this a little bit too long so that I could cut it down.
Okay.
Like that. And I'm going to just stitch that in place.
Right.
Just over the tab so that it doesn't shift. Because when you've got lots of layers going together and you have something crucial like that that needs to be in the exact position, because if it's out by about ½ centimetre, it would show.
You're going to see it, aren't you?
Skew-if.
You might not notice exactly what it was, but your eye would just go...
Especially if there's a print.
Oh, yeah,
like that.
especially if there's a print. Your eye would just tell you that something was a little bit squiffy.
So within the centimetre seam allowance, I'm just going to put that.
Right. So that then won't
Lovely
actually
snip.
be seen, then, will it? If it's within the centimetre seam allowance.
That's right.
But it's actually because that's the bit that's going to get the wear and tear, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's almost reinforcing it.
Yeah.
I
It's
guess.
always good with straps and things like this to double stitch, I think.
Nice.
And then it's really firmly in place.
Apart from the thread. I'm going to leave you to rethread that. I'm going to go and have a look at the material. Come with me. Now, I want to show you the one that is different. And I'm going to take this out. Now, for me, this weight is... It's called Scarlet Brick. You know we did that enormous floor cushion the other day? This is a real heavy-duty, heavyweight fabric. If you want to make bean bags, upholstery, furniture, things like that, things that it's going to get a lot of rough and tough and wear, then this is a great material to go for. It's so durable. It is thicker, and it's just $10.95. Per ½ metre. So this is your Scarlet Brick solid textured denim fabric, and this is a fabulous colour. It's a fabulous texture. It makes you just want to reach out and touch it, but it is much, much thicker and heavier. This is not for making what's the word that I want? Clothing with. It's not that sort of cotton. This is heavyweight fabric here. So we're looking at maybe you're recovering some I don't know, some seats up cycling or something like that. Perfect for that. Bean bags, things like that. Absolutely brilliant for. So maybe you want to make a bag out of it, but that is going to be more durable. Then this is fab fabric for that. And this is the heaviest weight fabric that we have ever bought to wear. Ever. In our 3 week and a day history. Feels longer than 3 weeks actually, doesn't it? I think it's because we're all enjoying it though. Here we go. Let me, take my eye out with that and pop that back down there. I hear the sewing machine going.
Yes, it's working.
Yay! Let's get back and have a look at that then.
So I've sewn all the way around a centimetre seam allowance, and I've
Speedy
gone
sewer.
right sides together with the denim, and then I've put the 2 waddings underneath. So this is the way that was facing up. which is different from what I
yeah.
mentioned earlier.
That wasn't how you had it earlier.
And then there's, because I said this was fluffy and it might obscure your view.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't need to if it's underneath, does it?
Ah.
And
Now-
also there is a slight movement in this, but because it's spun and this is woven, but I would just trim that off.
Just trim it away.
Yeah. So I've sewn all the way around that.
So hang on, let's just recap. So we've got the top and the bottom together, right sides together, and then your 2 layers of wadding together there. So when you turn this through, you'll have the wadding on both sides.
The waddings will still be inside.
Awesome. We've got wadding on the show, by the way, if you want to grab those. We've also got the pearl-headed pins, which are really easy to pull in and out. They're $1.45. They're down the bottom there. But we do have all the wadding. So if you're after making something like this, then the wadding is available for you. It's a metre square, so you've got lots and lots and lots of projects that you can make out of that. That's all on the website underneath the shows, so take a look there. Right, what's next?
Sewing the lining with a gap in it, which is about 8 centimetres, which I find I can space it. It's about the width of 4 fingers.
Right.
So we start at the top, centimetre seam allowance, and then part way down the side, I'm going to do a few stitches back, and then rather than bringing it out, cutting the thread and starting again, I move along with that at the top.
Right.
Move along about that much, so here.
So this
and begin again.
This is the smooth denim. This is now the lining that we're into here. It's nice, this, isn't it?
So that's my little gap that I'll be bagging out through.
So if you're using this for your patchwork, this would be kind of your plane that you would put through. So we're going around the corner here. Now, is there a reason that these are all attached?
Yes.
Does that just...
Because when I'm sewing things that they belong together, it's kind of economical in terms of thread.
Okay.
You don't need to pull it out and trim it off.
Yes.
You can keep going. It's a little bit like mixing factory techniques with bespoke techniques.
Oh, nice.
And it saves some of that.
And also, if you get called away and you can't remember which went with what, if you have multiple
they're linked.
projects on the go, like I might have, then it's which goes with what.
And you can then on your table you can just use your lovely scissors and snip the links.
Because I know, with we call it chain stitching in quilting. You just go down, just give it. Is that the same?
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Exactly
Okay,
the
cool.
same idea.
And then slowing down around that corner.
Slowing down around the corner.
I like your car analogy here.
I'm not sure it was a good idea, but
well, I think it's always a good
right
idea to slow down the corners.
No, I'm in the description. So could really go for it on a straight one.
Faster on straights, slower around the corner. Yeah, within the speed limit, clearly.
Always.
Always, absolutely. Okay, so
now I'm not pinning just
I
because
see
I've
this.
been sewing for a lot of years. Pin.
I pin
if you need to.
I pin
and don't if you don't.
Yeah.
But I tend to hold the end really firmly there, so I know that's matched.
So you've got an end
and then
point.
Match between the machine foot and the end, and I know that there are no ruckles, and it's all matched beautifully.
I thought I was making. We had on the show a couple of weeks ago a yoga bag out of 2.5-inch fabric strips, and I got really excited. I went home and started to make it, and I thought I could sew it firstly in a straight line. Turns out I can't. And also I thought that I didn't need to pin. Yeah. So my lesson was, by the time I'd finished, I could sew A in a straight line and B without pinning. But to start off with, it just saves time for me.
So corner clipping.
Right, yes.
Which reduces the bulk.
Okay.
Now, I think I'm going to trim first.
Okay.
Because I've tried different ways of doing this. And in terms of... I usually cut flat.
Right.
But there are sometimes exceptions to rules. I think when the wadding... I don't usually recommend people lift things up and cut them.
It's making it bounce, though, isn't it?
It is. So I'm going to reduce that one down, like that.
Now get yourself a good pair of scissors. I can't stress this enough. The first thing I discovered when I came here was that actually my scissors were rubbish. I borrowed a pair off the set, and I was like, oh, why have I been making life needlessly difficult? When if I just actually treated myself to a good pair of scissors, then do you know what? Life would have been easier. Now, the general purpose viscose scissors, right-handed ones, these ones, 21 centimetres, are perfect for most jobs.
So I'm clipping, but not too near the stitching.
And what I love about these scissors is that they are sharp to the very tip, which is why they're able to do this.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good scissor, isn't it? Nice. So in clipping out through there, what's that done for us?
It's made there'll be less fabric in this space that's going to turn into.
Okay.
So less bulky.
Diamond is a girl's best friend and also the most popular this hour.
Now, let's bag that out in a way.
Here we go. This is the most favourite one. This is the one here. Okay, get your hands in and get poking there. If you need to get a little tool, actually, because it's a gentle curve, you don't have to find something pokey to poke it out, do you?
You can roll it
Yeah.
between finger and thumb.
Nice. I need to learn how to do this rolling. It almost looks like you're massaging it, but I'm not very good at it. Just rolling. Let's have a go at that. Is there a tip? Way to do it, because you make it look so easy, but when I do it, it doesn't happen like that. Am I being too
Just like that, and it will make it the right shape.
Oh, you are firm with it, aren't you? Hang on, I need to have a go at this. Okay, so a good firm touch. Okay, cool.
And then
I'll try that at home. Yeah.
a little bit of
Sorry.
corner clipping with the flat, but the flat.
Do you need to do as much?
No, because the angle isn't as extreme.
Hey, some super snip in there. You can see she's a pro. Go gently at home. If you're not a pro like Jennifer, if you're more like me, go gently. So again, this massaging technique to really make those edges. Oh, quick message from Brenda. Hello, Brenda. Oh, just a quick message for you, Brenda. Check the availability online. It should be available.
So then
very
I'm going
cryptic.
to pin.
Come and show us over here what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So I cut this in a way that the pattern should match.
Seriously?
Yes.
Awesome. Nice.
So there's a...
Hang on, let me just show you that again, because you whipped it away. Look at this. It matches.
And that's where the paper pattern again is useful, because you can see through.
Clever.
But bear in mind...
Do you know, that's a small thing I wouldn't have even thought about doing, but that's going to be so satisfying.
I thought, particularly with this diamond pattern...
Yeah.
Like when you see suits and shirts and the pattern matches, it looks really, really good. And when it doesn't, it jars.
You know, when it's one of those things that on the Great British Sewing Bee and things like that, they always used to judge on.
Yeah.
Did you match the pattern?
Yeah.
It's that extra little thing that takes you towards professional, isn't it?
Yes, and also it gives you joy when you look at it. If you've pattern matched
You're
something,
so right.
there's a lot to be said for that. Actually making something beautiful, an item.
My
that is
question to
beautiful.
you then,
Yeah.
what happens when you make an object and it doesn't bring you joy? What do you do with it?
Recycle it.
You don't
Begin
just give it to somebody
again.
else and start again.
See whether it could
Bring
be
joy to anyone
reworked.
else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no worries, Brenda. Apparently, there's a whole conversation going on between Brenda and upstairs. Oh. She's having a good old chat. Now, so yeah, actually, that is a thing. If you do have any messages, if you do have any queries or questions or anything, as you can see with Brenda, we are answering her question, whatever that was. You can message us to the studio. Here's the website. Go onto the website, log in, watch us live, and then underneath, that's how you can web chat. That goes straight through to the producer and the director upstairs, and then they tell me.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's very clever. And then underneath, which is also the clever thing, everything we've had on the shows, all there for you. So you don't have to search through anywhere. It's all underneath. You don't have to, you don't have to remember anything. It's all down there. It's like a little shopping list, ready-made for you.
Absolutely
Peruse
brilliant.
and see what you fancy. Today, our theme is practical and pretty. Or pretty and practical, whichever way around. So taking on what you've just said, it should bring you joy.
Yes.
The making of it, the finished project, just take time.
I'm just going to check that those are level, having said that. Because I'm a great believer in, measure twice, cut once. Because it's so much easier and it makes the whole process flow beautifully. Just like cutting a lovely pattern, it makes the sewing a real pleasure. And you know that everything's going to go together.
To hear you say that, because my grandmother was a seamstress, and that was always her saying, measure twice, cut once. Nice. It's lovely to hear. Okay, so we've pinned around the edges. Why have we pinned around the edges of the flap?
It's really nice with the top stitch. And you can go for a contrast colour. But it firms up the edge and it adds a design feature to it.
I guess it's nice if it's firm, because then it makes it easier to just pull through the loop.
Yes. You could stitch into this a lot more, which would really firm it up and make a real feature.
You could quilt it. We learned how to do quilting on the last hour, couldn't you?
Yes, you could. So I'm going to sew across the top just to keep those two together, because this has got to go with this, has got to go with this.
I guess, actually, this would be a fabulous material to quilt on, because you could just follow the lines.
Yeah. They're guidelines as well as a lovely design, aren't they?
Yeah.
So less than a centimetre from
Less
the
than
distance.
a centimetre,
yes.
okay.
Because that's within our seam allowance, then it's not going to show on the outside.
I'm liking this. I'm getting the hang of this now. So if you want to do any pre-stitching, then do it within your seam allowance.
And the edge of the machine foot is a really good guide for that, because it's about 8 millimetres.
Right, okay.
So it's perfect if you look at the fabric running along next to the edge of the machine foot.
Right. And off we go. So your diamond denim there, 1145, OX8N17. Lovely. Whilst we're just going to see you top stitch, start to top stitch, and then we'll go and have a look at the fabrics.
So I'm not pressing it, I'm rolling it.
Now, hang on, you said that we couldn't press this fabric.
You can, but what I've found is if any pressure and heat is applied, it squashes the wadding. So the wadding would still be in there, but it would be flattened.
Okay.
So that's really important to bear in mind if you're going to press.
If you want that look, then press it by all means. Or if there's an area that you want to, to be less squidgy, then do that. Yeah. So whilst you top stitch, do you go a specific width in from the edge?
Well, I find that, again, the edge of the machine foot is a really good guide.
I feel happy
I'm looking at the denim next to this nice shiny foot. And again, taking it slowly.
Excellent.
It's very soft fabric.
Yeah.
So I haven't done much pinning, but I am going to stop one layer, because that's bias. That's the bias direction. So it may want to shift and stretch.
So the bias is on the 45 degree, and that's why we have bias binding, because it's got that stretch so it can go around corners. So that's nice. Or a message from Annette. Annette, if you watch the repeats after the show, you'll see how to make Jennifer's first project. So the way that we've done it is that Jennifer's had 2 hours with us today in it. So the first, she did really, really slowly, step by step, how to get to this point that we've kind of started from. So if you watch the 2 hours, then not only will you know how to make this from scratch, then you'll also know how to then do the sort of finishing bits that we didn't quite get time to finish on the first hour. So because Jennifer is inspiring us here with these beautiful denims. When I first met Jennifer, which wasn't very long ago, the thing that really struck me about you was your absolute love and passion for fabrics and how they feel and using these different textures and really bringing things to life. And whilst we're talking of different textures, I'm going to leave you to top stitch. Okay. I'll be back in a second, but I want to show you these. So this is the lining here. And I think that if you are getting these, if you fancy doing maybe a denim quilt, then this would effectively be your plain. So it's more of your classic denim here. But actually in the shops, you know, you often see lightweight summer trousers, crop trousers in this kind of weight fabric that you turn up. This is a great weight, certainly for summer trousers, things like that. If you want to make a denim shirt, then a great weight again for that. So available by the half meter, all of these available by the half meter, so that you can decide. You are the designer. If you're a dressmaker, perfect. If you're making things for your home decor, perfect. You decide how much you want. Wouldn't that great big floor cushion we made the other day look fabulous in denims? Oh, maybe go back and look at that on YouTube, see how to make that and get your denims to go with that. If you want to make it really durable, go with the red. Now here we go. This is the one that we're using today. This is your diamond. And just a really pretty one. And as Jennifer just said, you know, if you wanted to quilt what we're making today, as we learned to do on the earlier show with Hannah, then you can use these as guidelines across there. There's no reason why you can't do that, and that makes life really easy. OXHN17 for that one. I'm going to skip down to the last denim down here, the light denim. Let's have a look. This is a meter. So if maybe you are, you know, old-fashioned and yards, then there we go. This is what a meter looks like. There. This is casted loops. And this isn't, this is a printed pattern on here, print on here. It's nice, isn't it? Very nice, I like that. Okay, so this is salvage to salvage, is what I'm holding. There to there. And then this is a meter top to bottom. So that's how much you'd get when you order a meter. Half a meter there is $11.45. You decide how much. It is super soft and lovely to use. I cannot recommend it highly enough. You're going to absolutely love it. So all of your different projects that you've got, you can do with all of this. Do we want to have a look at this as well? Yeah, why not? So this is the heaviest of all the fabrics. So if you're buying all of the denims together that we've had on this show and the 9 o'clock show, and you want to make, I don't know, a denim quilt or something, or you want to mix and match and make cushions and da-da-da-da-da, absolutely fine. They are all the same weight fabric. This is a heavy denim. There. So maybe you want to make this, I'm thinking bean bags with this.
Would make a nice denim jacket though as well.
Denim jacket, yes, actually, it is that sort of weight. This is that jean weight. This is what you expect denim to be. £10.95. TNHN 75. Nice, very nice. Jennifer.
Yes.
I'm coming back to you, and I need to pick your brains on something. If I am going to use that red, what needle do I need to use?
So the higher the number, the heavier the stronger, heavier the needle.
Right.
So think thicker fabric, higher number. So size 100 or 16. It's a bit like metric and imperial.
Okay. So 100 or 16 size needle for that.
Yes.
If you've got a sewing machine, if you're like me and you've got a sewing machine that came with various needles and you've never changed it because you're like, oh, I don't really know what the difference is, that's the difference.
And it will be marked in really tiny engraving on the top of the machine needle, the bit that goes up into there. It's, very small, but it's there. It's always marked on the top.
Perfect. Now, hello, where have we got to?
So we've got to that was top stitched. And then right sides together, but that goes on the back. So the right side of the flap on the back. And then I've double checked that it's, because that was a different and slightly off pattern, as you can see, which is why it's really important to have the right one
On the
as
top?
the top.
No one's going to see that. It's fine,
Well.
it's on the inside.
We'll let it go this time.
I love how precise you are. Knowing that was slightly off, would that not bring you joy?
The quirkiness of it quite appeals, actually.
Okay, that's all right then.
Because it's on grain
Yeah.
and it's the right size.
Okay.
So that's what matters.
Okay,
and
that's
that
all right.
Really
I didn't want you
matters.
having nightmares when
No,
you went home
no,
because
I'll
it
be
was
fine.
like 2 mil out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right then.
So right sides together, that goes inside.
At some point, I will
need
get
to clip
used to
those
this feeling weird, stuffing things into something that's the wrong side round. So I'm
just
so
gonna-
pleased that we see this repeated because it still bamboozles me a little bit.
Just think right sides together is the easiest way.
And again, showing here that these Fiskars scissors are fab, even to the tip.
Yeah.
If your scissors, like mine, when I first started here, were a little bit blunt, would you have to do those with like little needlework scissors or something?
Yes. Yeah. It's very important not to clip corners like that, because the danger is you could cut into your work and cut through your seam allowance. So I would always go for something where you know that very end, you can trust it.
Okay. Because it would only take sort of the cat to jump on your lap or something and just jog you.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Jennifer's first day with us. I think she's doing a fabulous job taking us all the way through step by step with these denim projects. It's a lovely lightweight denim that we're working with. The heaviest weight denim is the red that we've got on this show. The hour that we had earlier, those two coloured denims were light, like the others. So if you're mixing and matching them through, just know that it's only the red on this show that's a heavier, different weight. The others are all a lovely lightweight. Fab! Love these denims. First time we've brought denims to wear. So, I mean, I know we're only like 3 weeks and a day old here at the Sewing Quarter, but it is the first time. So I'm really pleased we've been able to bring you these beautiful denims live to wear so early on. And a lot of you going crazy for them.
So can you see how I've done a little notch?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry,
Yeah.
bring it into the middle.
I
Let's have a
notched
look.
that when I actually cut it out. So again, in terms of accuracy, little notches help you when you're sewing something together.
This is the dressmaker in you, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is knowing that on a pattern, if you
Reference
have
points.
one notch, it's the front, 2 notches the
Yes.
back. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm learning. So you've notched that to know that it's...
Yeah, and then I can put a pin in there.
And is that the central point
It
that
is.
you've notched?
Yes.
Oh,
it is.
okay. So there's no having to line up everything. You know that when you have
know that
those
those
notch
two
to
match.
notch.
And same, I did that on the flap as well. So I can line.
She's with it.
I can line all of those
These
up.
little tips, isn't it?
It just makes sewing not so much. I mean, it's really useful. You imagine on a really long seam, you've got those reference points.
Yeah.
And so if
you
the
know
fabric
your...
starts shifting, you know that those should match.
Because otherwise you get to the end and you've still got sort of 2 inches left of one side. And, how did that happen? Where did that go wrong? This is what we're making. Today we're making a laptop cover. We made a tablet cover. We made a smaller version earlier. This is your casted loops in your denim. Nice. Let's have a look at this.
They're also handy to keep things in.
Do you know, yeah, actually.
I have one that has all my chargers and cables relating to my iPod in the smaller one. So I know.
And then do you
They're
match the
always in there.
fabrics?
It's a denim one with a machine embroidery on, but I know that everything related to those chargers is always in that bag.
That's such a good idea. So this is the casted loop. So whilst Jennifer just sews across the top there, this is what we're making. This is this beautiful soft denim that we've brought to air for you today. £11.45. This is a denim so soft that you can make shirts from it. You can make cushions, you can make bags, you can make all sorts of things. This is... yeah, it's a beautiful weight, but it's soft and it falls really nicely, but it's tightly woven. So it is, it's a lovely weight to work with. I would say treat yourself to, if you're starting out, Sometimes the temptation is, when you're new to something, is to go, well, I won't get an expensive fabric, I won't get a good quality fabric, because, you know, I'm not very good, it might go wrong. But here's the thing, if you go with a cheap fabric, it's cheap for a reason, and often it's because that weave isn't tight, which then means that your project moves around, and what you get at the end you're not pleased with, so it's a waste of money completely. Go with something that is good quality, and that's what we have here. When you've got that good quality, firstly, it makes sewing easier, so you're going to want to come back and do more.
Yes.
Because actually you've enjoyed it. The whole thing has been enjoyable. The whole process has been enjoyable. What you've made at the end is absolutely gorgeous, and we're happy to go on. Oh, talking of going on, we're going on here. What's happening here?
So we sewed those right sides together. I sewed all the way around the top edge, and I bagged it out.
Okay, because you
Now we've
left
got-
that gap, didn't you?
Yes.
Nice. Let's bring that into the middle and show. Okay. So it's bagged out, and there we go, that's that lining in there. Nice.
Some ends that need to be trimmed off here. Look a bit untidy.
Excellent. We've got a perfectionist, Jennifer, here. That's what comes with being a pro here. And I think also when you make garments as well, you don't want that annoying little thread.
No.
So you absolutely insist on having that all absolutely oh, look, there's another one. But this is why having a handy little pair of snips, great way to go.
Yeah,
We've got the rose.
Really nice, actually.
You're very
small.
taken with these, aren't you?
I am. Because when you're going back over something like this and just taking off those threads, these are the perfect size.
Nice. We've got the little tiny rose gold snips. Everybody's loved the rose gold snips. We've also got the matching big ones on the website if you want the dressmaking shears in the rose gold that match. Otherwise, we've been using the Fiskars general purpose scissors. Again, another fabulous scissor. Get yourself a good pair of scissors. It's just don't think, oh, I'll just use the kitchen scissors, or, you know, I'll just, which ones do we want to look at? Here we go. Yeah. I even have a separate pair of scissors for ribbons. And I just tie a little bit of ribbon on the handle so that I know that they are purely for my ribbons.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, look, $5.95. That's a pop in your basket because you've got your basket open job, isn't it? $5.95. A little gift to yourself because it's, what, Wednesday?
Yes, it is Wednesday, yeah.
You deserve a treat. It's Wednesday. TXGQ67, a midweek treat, I would like to think of this as. What you doing?
I'm top stitching the top edge now, top tip, so we can, what we want is for it all to be nice and flat.
Right.
Sometimes when you've got layers underneath,
Yeah.
there's shifting going on.
Right.
So whilst I'm smoothing that out, underneath I'm pulling this one that way.
Hang on, so that's
Like
getting
that.
pulled. That's getting pulled out this way.
Yeah. And I'm using the machine foot as my guide again.
Right. And this just puts everything in place, doesn't it?
It does. It makes that top edge firmer,
Nice.
and it makes everything lie flat.
I like it. This denim is flying out. So many of you absolutely loving this denim. I'm not surprised. Think of all the different projects that you can be making. In fact, why not email in your ideas for what you're going to be doing when you get at home? So, message us, web chat online under the watching us live bit on the website. There's a little box you can message the studio, or you can email us studio@sewingquarter.com. Either way, it goes straight through to our lovely producer, Paul. And then underneath, it's like a big shopping list with pictures. If I were to make like the best shopping list ever, it would have pictures. And there it is. There's your great big shopping list of everything. That's your heavyweight denim there. And then we've got scissors, we've got marker pens, we've got a pinwheel there, we've got the mat that we always work on, they're your pearl-headed pins, we've got scissors, we've got all sorts on there. And just take this little snip there, then you can start to see. Let me show you what Jennifer's done here. So all around here, all around this edge here, we've sewn, this is the top stitch that Jennifer's just done through there. There we go. all through around there. There we go. Okay, so we've got round through to there. Now, as Jennifer was sewing, she was pulling from underneath there to make sure that everything lined up perfectly. And there's just that bit there to go. So then, when this turns round, that is going to fit in beautifully there. And that is your finished project there. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. So that's your strip across there. There we go. Let's go and have a look at this beautiful fabric, because this has been the hero of the hour, this gorgeous fabric. We've been live now for just over 3 weeks. And this is the first time that we've brought denims for you to air. So let's have a proper good look at all of these fabrics that we've got for you. Here we go. Here we go. Now, this is the one that we've used on this laptop bag today. So you can have it that way. Okay. Now, there's no reason why you can't have it that way. So whichever way round you want those diamonds, you go for it. Yeah. Now, we talked about earlier, because we used this on this project. But on the earlier show, when we were with Hannah from the New Craft House, she made a makeup bag and she showed us how to do quilting for smaller projects. There's no reason why you can't follow these lines on this, and then that really makes it easy. You don't even have to, it's not that I'm a cheat, but it's just make life easy for yourself. If you wanted to quilt, you could just use those lines as a guide and you could quilt, and then that would just emphasize that pattern. So 11:45 there, OXH N17. Lovely. Now, should we have a look at the plain? Now, Jennifer used this inside, however, I've got it caught on that. There we go. Okay. This makes me think of holiday trousers, lightweight roll-up trousers, you know, sort of like your linen type trousers, you know, that you can sort of turn up so you can go paddling in the sea. That's what this makes me think of. I've seen those in the shops a lot, and this is that lovely lightweight denim that you could do it. So it kind of looks like you've got a pair of jeans on, but you haven't. Really lovely. And again, by the half metre, so 12:45. So if you are dressmaking with it, it's absolutely fine to do that. Now, this has got a blue thread one way and a white thread the other, which is what's given us that lovely texture. This isn't a printed fabric. This is, the colour is done by the warp and the weft being different colours, as we discovered earlier. Really lovely. I like that. I like that an awful lot. £12.45. BSHN29. You can make bags with this. Oh, I know. If you're making cushions out of any of the printed fabrics, but you just want to have a plain back, grab that for your plain back. Beautiful. Let's have that back on the rack. Can we go with the next printed, the last printed denim? Let's go with this. This is your casted loop. These are all art gallery fabrics. Lovely, aren't they? Really nice. This is what a metre looks like. Woo! That's your metre. And if you want a metre when you're ordering, sewingquarter.com, just put 2 in the quantity, and that's where you'll get to. That will give you a metre. If you want 3 metres, put 6 in the quantity. It's per half metre. If, of course, you want any help with making sure you get the right amount of fabric, then just call us up. It's a free phone UK number, 0800 112 4433 there. IQHN39 is your code for that, and it's £11.49. The next one's my favourite. It's a scarlet brick, and I'll tell you why. Because I like making bean bags and stuff for my little one, and I think this is great because it's going to be durable. It's going to be. He throws it around the place, and actually, bean bags, dog beds, all that sort of thing. This is so firm. This is, and actually when Jennifer looked at this earlier, she said this is the weight that you could make a denim jacket out of. So if you wanted to do something a little bit different, denim jacket in red. How lovely. But this is that normal, when you think of denim, this is the normal denim weight that you would imagine. And she says use a thicker needle for this as well. So £10.95, TNHN 75 is your scarlet brick solid textured denim. Half a metre. Nice. Now, we've also seen, let's give you a little roundup of all the other things, because I'm aware that we've used lots of different things this hour. Let's go and take a look. So, obviously this hour, we've made laptop bags using the denim material. Fab. Lovely. But to make all of this really easy is having the right tools for the job. So, this is a great big cutting mat here. So this is A2 size. So if you know your papers, then paper size, this is A2. And it is a self-healing cutting mat. On one side you've got inches and on the other centimetres. So there are your inches. And for each of these, you'll see, for each side, this is your inch grid. So on the inches down the side here, you'll see that not only do you have the inches, but you've also got, I don't know if we can get in any closer with this. So you've got all of your divisions of that inch down the side, and then it's marked. So these little dashes along there are your ½ inch along there. So you've got all of that. And then this one that goes through the centre, you've got the smaller divisions of that inch. Now this is inches on one side. I'm going to flick it there, and that's your centimetres on the other side. So whether you're metric or imperial, doesn't matter, this works. Sometimes you get projects, so today we've worked in centimetres, yesterday when we were quartering we worked in inches. It doesn't matter, then you've got it. Yeah, Diane messaged asking if it was reversible. Yes, it is. There we go, £23.95. I always have one of these out that I work on. My son has one that he works on. We keep them separate because his generally tends to have glitter and glue and stuff on it as well. But it's got a little hole here, so if you want to hang it up, what I would say is if you're storing them, please store them flat. Don't lean them up, because otherwise you'll just end up with them bowing like that. So just make sure it's got a little mark there, and you can just hang it. If you've got a nail on the wall, just hang it if you have to store it out the way. But to be honest, mine stays on my work desk all the time. If you've got a nice kitchen counter that you cut on, or if you've got a nice, because kitchen counters are a great height for cutting your material, really great height. So just pop that on and then just protect your kitchen top. Or if you're working on your kitchen table or something like that, if you don't have a dedicated sewing space, then that's absolutely great. CJGQ35 is your code to get this. It's 60 centimetres by 45 centimetres. If you want that in inches, that is, what are we looking at? 17 inches by 23 inches. Fab. And if you're a quilter, then you've got your 45, your 60 degree, your 30 degree, and your 90 degree markers on there. So that is a great, and you've got that on both sides as well. What a handy mat to have. £23.95. CJGQ36. Now, if you joined us earlier, we had for you guests from the new craft house, and they brought for us 2 different kits. Now, the kits that we bought earlier, fab, because not only do you not have to go out and shop for anything else, everything is in there, but these were the beautiful kits. You've got the hare, you've got the hedgehog, you've got the leaves, you've got the geometric design. You decide which one. Each of them comes with the brilliantly printed material, the lining, the wadding, and that lovely zip in there as well. So £17.95. Each of those kits were £17.95. You decide which one. Funny, isn't it, that the hedgehog details come up? It's not that, upstairs find the hedgehogs to be their favourite, but WCNH23, whichever one you want, then you can absolutely you can absolutely go for that. So 0800 112 4433.